Yeah, and welcome to Encounter Roleplay. My name is Will. I will be your dungeon master and your host for today as we launch ourselves into Outlanders with gusto. It is episode unknown number, like 6, 7, along those lines. We had like a minisode last week, so we're counting that one. That's the most important thing. And we have the full crew and cast back with us today of Outlanders to enter into the shenanigans. So we need to catch up Kira on what's going on here today. But first of all, let's learn about our characters because it's been a little while. So let's start with Trainsy. How's it going, my man?
I'm good.
Oh boy, that. I didn't know where that was going to go, honestly.
Doing really well.
There was genuine fear in my eyes. What was he going to say? How are you doing, and who are you playing, most importantly?
I've been on Encounter probably over 50, 100 times at this point. It's still just the intros. They got to be a little different. I'm playing Daylon, Oakbringer. He's a mischievous dwarf with lacking a beard right now, who was between crying inconsolably like a fetal positioned old grown man who just wheezes and coming up with really half-brewed plots that kind of work in the end.
Somehow,
yeah, like political cues or setting up these figures and then
or genocide,
and he's like, let's do that, and then it didn't work out. And he's like, but we'll go to the king and defeat the thing, and then they go do that, and it's like, well, Daylon's
right. Isn't this a great
about it.
Using physics, most importantly.
Use your physics, but if you think about it, you lose the brain cells. That's why we're all here.
Yeah, whatever you do not think. Yeah, very important. So let's see. Kira, been away for a little while. How are you?
Tired.
It's
too early.
That's how I like my players, tired. So you make mistakes and die. Kira, who are you playing today?
I am playing Catherine, and she's a warlock half-elf who kind of is just dealing with being a warlock because her patron kidnapped her family. And she's also pretty cool. She's got this winter wolf cloak. She can morph into a giant winter wolf and be all badass with that. As well as she's like a double queen.
She is a double queen, actually. Whilst Taylor may be a double warlord.
I'm a double queen.
Catherine is a double queen.
What are you?
What does that make Askren's character run out? I don't know. Well, a double agent.
Basic by comparison.
Yeah. Rennet feels really fucking left out in comparison. Oh man. Okay. So yeah, that's Catherine, our warlock, and thank you so much to Bloodstone for the 3 months, my friend. It's not like 3-month period. We're all having little 3-month parties. I like it. It doesn't seem like it's been that long, but thanks so much, my friend. I appreciate it. Salute you, sir. And let's go over to Askren. So Askren, how are you, and who are you playing today?
What's going on, everyone? I'm still messing with Windows here. Yeah, all that good stuff. While I find a camera for myself, my name is Askren, and I am playing Rennert Page, the charlatan, the rogue, I don't know. He's a lot of things, but at this point, he just wants to go home. Yeah, he mostly just wants to go home. Is his shtick right now? But he has also been recently attempting to affect the world by using his knowledge of con artistry and this and that to create propaganda to sway the ape population and the war effort so they can eventually go against the Breathless King and all that. That's where he's been the last.
Yeah, that's where he is. So yeah, we've got our cast with us today. So let's do a catch up. I think over the past like 2 or so weeks for Kira, and for our own memory as well. So I think we'll start with the Jenny episode. So overall arching plot is that there is a guy called the Breathless King who's going to come and fuck everyone up. These guys are going to try and unite people to stop that from happening. And they've got walrus people on their sides, they've got bird people on their sides, and they now have ape people on their sides. But they needed to convince the ape people that they should go to war with the Breathless King because Catherine, their queen, had taken ill. And so it was left to Daylon and Rennet to try and persuade them to get on board. But there was an episode with Jenny who came along. So Daylon, this was particularly pertinent to you and your beard. So quickly kind of paraphrase what happened in that episode to catch Kira up here.
So just the random Jenny extravaganza where she resurrected herself from the dead.
Yes.
By whatever means, and summoned it
Mostly your decision means, yeah.
Of random things. And she echoed through the halls, "Hey sugar, come see me." And so Daylon was compelled to continue and go forward. But we had to. She took Daylon's beard hostage, so it was like an extra thing. Not only was he compelled because Jenny had to, Jenny told him, "Hey, by the way, you need to come seduce me. I require it of you, and you have the ring. Do that." But she had his beard hostage and crucified it, essentially.
It's true. And burnt it.
So when he finally got to the room in which Jenny was inviting him, it became a heated battle, so heated that the beard was lit on fire. And through much fighting, damage by motorboating, and trying to attempt to save the beard, Daylon was shuffling around his pack and doused the beard with what he thought was beer, and it ended up being a Molotov.
Yeah.
And to remedy that, he opened another bottle, and what he thought was beer happened to be another Molotov, and destroyed the beard entirely and crumbled.
How do you fuck that up twice?
But it was a D2. It was either a normal beer or it was a Molotov, because he had the explosive beers which previously committed genocide upon the bird people. And unfortunately for Daylon, he rolled low both times.
My ability to roll poorly.
At any given time, Tracy can do it. Oh my god. And thanks so much to Chaotic Papaya for the cheer, and for the follow. Welcome, my friend, to the adventure. You're the most gentlemanly of scholars. When I have a hairy chest, that happens. Yeah, pretty much. So with the beard gone, Rennet, you had kind of set up an enterprise of propaganda to convince the ape people to go to war. Do you mind explaining to us what happened in that episode there?
Yeah, so we realized that we had the walrus people on our side due to political marriage and murder. We had the birds on our side due to political marriage and murder. We've really cornered the market on that, and we were looking for and actually we had sort of gotten the 8 people on our side through political marriage and murder. Really our MO at this point. But we needed to convince the entirety of the 8 population to go to war with us. They're kind of dumb and they don't really understand a lot of things. So Renner came up with a brilliant plan that they need propaganda. What they need to do is they need to convince everyone, ape and other alike, that the Breathless King is a huge threat and we all need to band together to go to war against him. And our plan to do that was we were going to build a coliseum for the people. We were going to entertain them with gladiator duels, and in the process of the gladiator duels, we're going to have one gladiator rise up and become the champion of the people, the Maximus, if you will. And
Indeed.
and then we were going to murder him, blame it on the Breathless King, and then everyone was going to be super pissed, and we were all going to go to war.
All there, really, isn't it?
Yeah, and then we were all going to go to war, and it was going to be great. And I think we handled that pretty spectacularly, if I do say so myself.
In a fashion, if I may say so, like only you two could.
Yeah. It was it was so great. I actually don't remember all the details of it.
But I bet Trainsy does.
So, Lock, Pop, and Grog, Nick.
Grognard.
Pop, lock, and stop and drop and grog.
Stop, drop, and roll.
So he was apparently a closet sadist.
Yes, it turns out that the champion fighter that you chose was actually a bit of a sadist, and that he liked to kind of slice his body parts off fairly regularly.
So
we awoke him to that inner desire though when we branded him.
Yeah, there is a way which Daylon, do you remember how you made Grognark such a kind of sadist? Is a certain kind of mark.
So we said we're gonna brand him. This is part of branding. Like, you got to have your logo on your shoulder. So we like cut into him, like, oh, you need the proper branding. Here, let me do this. And we like cut into his arm and like made this like crazy tattoo. And it's like, okay, that's your brand, Pop, Lock, and Grog. And he was like kind of passing out. And when he was better in battle, we had to rig the battle because he actually injured him from losing too much blood from cutting the branding and not treating it. So after that, he's like, Pop, Lock, and Grog was like, branding? I love branding. And he just starts like cutting his own body. And they're like, no, it's too much. It's too much branding. Okay, I'll tell you what. You can do as much branding as you want if you win the next match. And he's like, really? And they're like, yeah, okay. Now you have to wait. Otherwise you don't get it. So once he finally won, he defeated the evil opponents that we painted as child kickers and killers, and
absolutely, yeah.
And he went up to the podium and he just started flaying himself, and he said, like, we told him these words, we're like, hey, death to the Breathless King, and then he's like, I did it for the Breathless King, and then he like starts flaying himself, and this is the people's champion that we created. And so he like obliterated everything that we tried to do, but with some minor allusions from Rennert and some passionate speaking by Daylon, everybody was like, he was possessed.
Through some impassioned speech and interesting points made, Rennert managed to convince the crowd that he had been possessed the entire time by the Breathless King, and it was indeed time to go to war. And after having united the people behind you, that was where we left off, with you guys prepared to go to war with the Breathless King. And thank you to the Seeker for following. Welcome to the adventure, my friend. You're a gentleman and a scholar. Burrito does sound good, doesn't it? Goddamn, now I've made myself hungry. So, as we begin today's episode of Outlanders, if you're new to the show, hit that follow button and join us if you haven't already. We've got 3 hours of this show, and in 3 hours' time, we're doing a zombie apocalypse video game. It should be a lot of fun. Get to kill the viewers. Hell yeah. Although, actually, I get to be one of the players in that one, so you can die alongside me if you're playing tonight. And, of course, if you want to join in those games every week, you can do. Come along and play. We're mixing up these days. Not just D&D. We're going to do a bit more... branching out into some modern systems, into some zombie stuff as well, so that should be a lot of fun. When we hit 20 followers today, you guys get to decide what happens next in our story, and also when this tweet hits 20 retweets, the same thing will happen, and when we get one more sub, same thing as well. So get tweeting, get retweeting, and all that good shit, and we'll start playing Dungeons & Dragons. So the group of you have been leaderless for a while. The head of your empire, Tracy triggered. That's an emote waiting to happen right now. But yes, You have been without your queen for some time now, right? Your Queen Catherine, who has been reportedly sick, but we don't really know the real reason that Catherine's been away. Has she been sick? Has she just simply been trying to get away from you guys? I feel like it's time to find out. So, Catherine, over the past few days, actually pretty longer than that, probably like a week, what have you been doing? Have you just been sick, or is there some other agenda that you're trying to work with here?
I feel like Catherine's patron probably has threatened her, and she had to kill a bunch of innocent people.
Okay.
She was upset because they already killed a bunch of innocent people with the group, so it's just like, why do I need to do this more?
Okay, so where would you have found these people, and how would you have killed them?
Well,
Queen got to do what Queen got to do. I mean, I wish my queen were like this.
Well, seeing as there aren't any humans around, she would have to, or humanoids. I guess ape-lings are humanoids, but
Yeah.
she would have probably gone under the guise of being sick for the other two in the party. But she was actually somehow luring the apelings, some of the like the really, really dumb ones, the ones that are going to be completely useless.
Yeah.
Because, she doesn't like, unlike Daylon and Renner, who decided to try and get the strongest apeling and then kill him.
Yeah, she's gone for the weakest bunch. So how have you lured them in? Is, as I might suspect, the butler being a helping hand in this? Is he recruiting for you whilst you're hiding away?
Yep.
Okay.
I forgot about Jeeves. In underwear.
Jeeves in his underwear.
It occurs to me, she doesn't actually know what happened to Jeeves.
That is true. Jeeves did go missing for a time, and then he came back unexpectedly, and he was very changed.
I thought he didn't make it.
He lived. No, Jeeves is well alive.
Okay.
He was just tied to the table. Although it is a point that you guys never said that you freed him. so he might still have been stuck down there for a while. But yes, the bird butler would definitely help you out here. So he's been getting and what's your method of execution once you have them?
Burning them alive.
How do you keep that quiet?
we went a ways away.
We went off into what's that burning forest fire over there? Don't worry about that, my dear. Okay. Okay. That makes a lot of sense. So now you've returned to the camp. Rejoining your group. How's it going, Skagav? So, when you return to the Apeling camp, as we start our game here, you see that there is a giant coliseum which has been built. Now, this coliseum not only has seats above, so normal tiered seating, it also has, ingeniously, from Daylon Oakbringer, underneath seats, below seats, as he would like to call them, in which you can hear all of what's going on, just not see any of it because you're underneath the stadium. Pretty clever. You can house twice as many people. So you come back and you see the stadium, and I imagine this is the exact moment after, the Grok has flayed himself alive, and you guys have rallied the host of apes behind you guys. And you see this crowd of apelings. You see Daylon and Renner on a stage, and the apelings are kind of like cheering and shouting their adulations as you walk in with Jeeves, who's probably very conspicuously carrying like a lot of wood and oil and like torches with like bundles of them. Your Majesty, it would seem that the two idiots are on the stage.
Yes. Let's find out what's going on. I'm gonna walk up.
What should I do with all this fried apeling? Will we be feasting on it tonight?
Just put that down, Jeeves.
Very, very good, very good, Your Majesty. He nearly said my darling. Which is actually quite fitting for Jeeves, actually, given the content of the campaign. And thank you to Chazarok for following. Welcome to the event, my friend. You're a gentleman and a scholar. So, yeah, Catherine, you head up onto the stage where Daylon and Renna are just kind of like finishing up their performance. And Daylon and Renna, you do see Catherine walking up the steps.
I assume we're extremely happy, like that our plan has worked and that all the apes are like rallying around us. So we see her, we're mystified. We're like waving at her.
You're like, Mom, did you see that? Did you see that? We did good.
I'm just gonna like nod my head and smile and be like, what happened?
Oh, no, it was great. We waged these gladiator games, right? Yeah, everyone was into them, and we made some propaganda, and we killed some people, and then, yeah.
I love the idea like Catherine doesn't believe a word of it. She's just so used to you guys coming up with shit. And she's like, oh, okay, that's nice.
Also, we met a midget who gave us things. He pulled these weird things like out of his pants and then gave them to us. There was a man.
I wasn't there for that. If you that was
and then there was a man who couldn't take his helmet off, and he chained himself to me. But then he realized that he had the power of love and uncuffed us and decided not to turn us in for bounty. Yeah, it's been a complicated couple of days. Where have you been, anyway?
I've been sick.
I kind of look at Jeeves. I say, sick.
Very sick. Yes.
I go for like a pound.
he totally profists.
Literally, Catherine's just gonna go like this. Okay. Well,
I had the beer for that for morning sickness. It's like not alcoholic, but
I'm not pregnant.
Nice. A go pound.
That's like an added bonus. Oh my god.
Idiot.
Not quite sure that's possible. What of all the burning?
I turn, I say, but no, check this out. And I turn to the crowd and I say, who are we gonna go kill?
And they all turn around. King!
Close enough! And I throw a banana into the crowd.
There's like a huge big ape who's called Ape McGee, and he's like, I don't know, probably.
Like a musician on stage. Like I throw one banana into the crowd.
Yeah, they seem to be a little bit confused, but whoever that you're going to kill, they seem to be fine with it. You know, they're kind of cool with it.
I'm gonna step up and just like proclaim to all the apelings, like, your queen has returned. The Breathless King attempted to kill her, but she has survived. We must go take our revenge now.
Where is she?
A kind gesture.
Where is the queen? Has she returned?
Behold! And I'll like point at myself.
They kind of look confused. She queen? They seem to have forgotten you a little bit.
Wow.
And while that's happening, we have a $5 donation from Chaotic Papaya. It says, "I've never done this, but can I create a creature like the Badger of Badgerness?" Which I think we all know who that is.
Oh yes. And we all know who has the Badger of Badgerness. Thanks so much, Chaotic Papaya. And it is, of course, Jeeves. It's the animal that they've been tending in the woods like their child over the past few days. That Jeeves is convinced is their love child. But clearly.
We go off to burn a bunch of apelings alive, and for some reason he thinks we have a love child from that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Will you take the badger now? I think he wants you.
What?
Oh my god, his fuckles the badger.
As he sort of lifts this up, my eyes go wide, and I say, Boris!
Well, he's been needing a name.
I say, what? No, that's Boris.
Is it? Who's Boris?
And can I like does the badger react when I say his name?
I mean, roll me an animal handling. It's been a while since you've seen Boris.
All right, let me. I'm not an animal handler, so let me see if I can do this. Oh, animal handling
For those
is.
of you unaware,
No, we'll get there.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
No,
we'll
go
get
ahead
there.
and roll.
I rolled a 14.
Yeah, for those of you unaware, we've had nice. We had 2 other seasons with these same characters. We had Tinker's Tale, we had Reign of Winter, and now Outlanders. It's kind of like the 3rd in the series, and the Badger Boris featured in the first 2 seasons, or just the first
Just
one?
the first season.
Just the first season, yeah.
But he was the star. Let's
He
be
really
real.
was. Yeah. So out of 14, Boris just leaps to your call, and the honey badger that he truly is, just kind of like leaps onto you and just starts snuffling you.
I kind of hold him up in the air, and I turn to Daylon. I say,
You move faster than him.
I'm like, Daylon, look, it's Boris.
Oh, Boris. How's it going?
Boris looks kind of sad.
I'm
kidding, buddy.
It comes in for like the badger hug.
Can me, Daylon, and Boris do like hand in hand, like spinning around kind of like move? Like with the camera like panning to each of our faces.
And then
we get a close up of Daylon's face, you get a close up of the badger, a close up of Runnet smiling. And the badger's just swinging by 2 arms.
You don't actually know how this is happening because the camera doesn't show that. But and then Kira or Catherine and Jeeves are just standing there watching.
we are.
I feel like this might be a private moment.
I kind of look him over. I say, they didn't do anything strange to you, did they? You don't have wings or anything unnatural, do you?
He doesn't.
All right. I turn to Catherine. I say, I don't know where you found him, but this will be the key to our victory. Boris is the bravest and most competent soldier I know.
Saying a lot. 'Cause I'm here.
Boris starts to rub up against your leg, Rennet, and he's like pointing his nose off in his particularly expressive way, as he used to.
I say, what's that, boy? Someone fell down the well?
Yes, he is. He's become lassie. He expresses to you through his incredibly expressive eyebrows. As we all know, badgers have some of the most expressive eyebrows in the animal kingdom, and they can convey complicated messages merely through raising and lowering of their eyebrows. And thank you to Boris the Bad following. Welcome, Clear Engine Master of Gentleman and Scott. Apparently there are multiple Boris. Maybe there are several of them out there in the world. But he expresses to you, and you realize as well, how could Boris be here in this world, you know? How could Boris have come here? He must have
I
gotten
have
here
stopped
somehow,
thinking
which
about
means-
those things.
Well, he reminds you, he says, with his eyebrows, you know, complicated formation like this, which you recognize from your time studying Boris's detailed eyebrow movements in the past. You get out your Badger handbook, and you realize that, which I imagine is something Daylon might actually have, somewhere in the car, that Boris has a way home. He came from another place.
I will look at him. I say, Boris, You know how to get out of here? That's brilliant! That's amazing. What? And I turned to Dan. I said, "Why didn't we think of that?"
I'm gonna like interject, like, think of what? Like sticking my head in, like.
Well, I'm not fluent in Badger, but I've been studying. And what he's saying is that there is another portal, and it will take us back home, but it needs a special type of magic to get through.
Which is?
I turn. I say, what do we need, boy? Show us what we need.
He says, Badger magic.
I say, I think Boris is the key.
So we should sacrifice him?
We must cast him back into the fires of Mordor.
And as this is happening, we have another donation, $10 from Bloodstory. He says,
Hey.
Catherine got something from Warwick's while she was away.
Hey, thanks so much. Thanks so much, Blood. So, Catherine, we do have a Warwick's Wondrous Wares table of magic items these days. And it is a D166.
I assume this is something like he gave me, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
oh, that's right, I had a gift for you. Someone a midget told me to give it to you, and I pull it out of my pack. It's wrapped really nicely with a bow.
6.
6. Oh my god. Let me give me a second to get this table up here. And we'll go have a look. It's a good one. It is a good one. Warwick's table is
A
here.
6. It's the boots of striding and springing.
Oh boy, yes. So the boots of striding and springing are on page 156 of the DMG if you want to look that up. Or you can probably find it in SRD somewhere. They are wondrous, uncommon items from Warwick himself, which allowed you to stride and spring at the same time. Only in the season of spring.
Basically, they let you your walking speed is 30 feet, and they also let you jump 3 times the normal distance.
Not bad.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, not bad.
I kind of hand them to her. I say, these were a present. I hope you don't mind I wrapped them, because he didn't really. Think of them as a wedding gift.
Second.
Okay. Thank you. Your first wedding gift wasn't that great.
Well, no, these aren't from me. These are from a small man. He gave them to me to give to you.
The guy that pulled the stuff out of his pants.
Yeah, him.
Okay, I'm gonna reluctantly take these boots that were in his pants.
Yeah.
G, when you say pants, Jeeves looks kind of down and nervous at his own pants. Leopard print.
No, he doesn't have those.
Oh, you do, right? Yeah, they're gone. He looks longingly where they once were.
Yeah, he looks at them and he realizes,
sad.
I wish I had underpants right now. So I say,
about $1 for every time I thought that.
yeah. So I'm holding Boris. I say, we need to find this portal, and I think we need to put Boris in and like turn him like a key, like physically he is the key. Or maybe he's just a Badger wizard. I don't know. Badger. I don't know if you've realized it's very expressive, but it lacks vocabulary. So a lot of words, a lot of eyebrow movements mean the same thing. He could be telling me he just wants lunch. I really don't know.
I'm just gonna like squint my eyes at this badger and just like.
You could either mean there is a portal in the forest from which I came, which you can go home, or any other number of things. I'm hungry, give me food, water.
It's really about the context clues.
This really is quite a remarkable creature, Your Majesty. We must enlist more badgers in our forces.
So I will say, Boris, is the portal in the evil lands? I don't know what they're called.
The Deadlands?
Yes, the Deadlands.
Yeah, he says,
I say. Right. So we need to go there, which was our plan anyway. But also, there's a portal now. Good to know. Things haven't changed. Should we? I think we need to get back to rallying our army.
Agreed.
yes, Your Majesty.
Now,
Go ahead.
what's different? Like, okay, Boris says there's a portal. Blah blah blah. Wouldn't there have been a portal when we killed the undead king of bullcrap?
We don't
There's a
actually
billion
know that.
portals.
I don't think we actually knew that. I think we kind of just got roped into doing that.
It is also possible that you don't actually have to kill this king. You could just go home and forsake these lands.
No, we could just send them all to fight, and then use that as a distraction so we can get through the Deadlands without being seen.
I don't think he's pursued us much.
No,
Pretty sure
but,
we can just walk through it.
but once we step onto his over his fence, I think he might.
You know, now that I think of it, this king guy is probably a pretty decent dude. You know, we've gone through the lands doing whatever you like. You know, she's married as many people as she wants. You know, I get to drive a car and, you know, go to Walrus Village where we don't talk about that anymore. But for the most part, it's been a pretty good time. And the Undead King hasn't come in and like what? Yeah, I'm just droning on.
I can't deny anything you're saying. In fact, they all sound like pretty good points. But I still want to find that portal.
Yes, it would be nice to go back to our normal world.
Mostly because I don't want to see any more naked walruses. Just nah, I'm done with that.
Yeah, sorry, we thought the Naked Walrus tribute act might be a fitting one for camp entertainment. I was wrong. In retrospect. Well, of course, if we are going off into the Deadlands, then we would hope that you would help us in our war. Seeing as, you know, you are our queen.
I'm not the one saying that I'm not going to help.
Of course, Your Majesty. I never doubted you for a second. He looks nervous.
So we don't know where this portal is. How do we find it? I turn to Boris. I say, "Can you sniff it out for us, boy?"
Starts going along the trail. His little badger moves going.
Take that as a yes. Okay. And then I say, all right. So here's what we'll do. We'll rally our army behind us, and we'll go to the portal. And I don't know. I guess maybe if we get there, we can just go through and we can just leave them all.
Jeeves looks nervous.
I mean, we'll just play it by ear for now.
Yes. Continues to look very nervous. Of course, it'll be fine. What's a small war, eh? We do that most days, right? What's another war? Oh. Okay, and then he starts to like head off.
I turn to the crowd and I say, "We ride!"
Oh. They're confused.
I hold up a banana and I start walking.
Sure. Cool. They begin marching off. They ride to I mean, they don't really have anything or anything to ride on, but at least they know what's going on. They seem to be understanding that they're going somewhere to do something and probably kill someone. So they seem to be having a good time. And thank you to Jeebus Take My Wheel for following. Welcome to the adventure, my friend. You're a gentleman and a scholar.
And also, as that's happening, we have another donation that says, Katakpai donated another £5, says, I summoned the mighty caboose of Trainsy TV. Which I think she's telling us that Trainsy has like junk in the trunk, but I could be wrong about that.
So a caboose is some kind of like railway wagon.
It's the end of a train.
The end of a train, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So how we're going to do this is Daylon has been working on something. He's had some time, right, with his car. And now that Daylon's car is locomotive, seeing as he has an engine inside it and he has a steering wheel that he can do it all on, he's managed to find a way of transporting more alcohol than ever before. This is his mighty caboose. Go ahead.
I have to show you, this is what caboose is. It's Caboose the Mongoose.
Okay.
Oh, it's not actually.
So cute.
Yeah. It's my pal with the original intention of the baby hat.
Very good, very good.
But
so I like the idea.
If you want to do it that way, I think it's funnier because
No, do both.
Let's do both. Let's do both. Why not? So, so you've got the back of your train. So you've kind of got like a bit of like a railway cart going on, and you have managed to summon a familiar whilst you're here, which is your caboose. So you have multiple caboose. Caboose.
Kabusai?
Kabusai. Kabusai. Cool. Yeah, so that is how you're getting around. So I imagine this is like transportation for the whole group now, right? This is like how the party get along. So when Renat says we ride, you are riding upon Daylon's cart. Okay, so do you want to describe the cart to us, Daylon? What does it look like? Has it got any extra adornments, and what is your caboose like?
So every vehicle that he happens to man looks like an elaboration of that red flyer wagon. So it's got this like really kind of tub-like base, and then it's just this shoddy like boxcar up, and then it's got these really rickety rails and wheels that are attached to train tracks that didn't exist in this place before. But yeah, it looks like a rusty boxcar with a half-assed moonshine operation in the back. That we had to already kick some bird fiends out because they're making something other than beer, and then the engine is actually the retrofitted cart that I had left behind because it's too cumbersome, and that's pulling this giant caboose-like structure, but it's the pimped out cart in front.
Nice, awesome.
Tracks.
You've somehow built an intricate series of tracks around here, or you just have none whatsoever. So you're like, we ride, and then like. But somehow via some form of magic, which has inhabited probably the power of physics. Actually, the power of physics is sending you guys over to the Deadlands. So you guys are going to be traveling for a while across these Deadlands here, and it's the perfect time for some wacky. Travel mechanics, seeing as you guys are heading all into like a dead, completely arid kind of land. Now in this land there are armies of like skeleton zombies around. You've got like huge salt pans and wastes where nothing really lives. You've got huge vats where dead people are thrown and then resummoned by necromancers. So this is the kind of terrain that you're going through. So when you're thinking of an idea as to what could happen to your group, feel free to play off any of the things in the environment as you're following Boris's trail. Currently, you guys have an army of several thousand walruses, birds, and apes following you guys along. So you are quite obvious when you're entering into these lands. So what you're going to do is you're just going to pick something, pick an idea like a problem. You run into an army of skeletons or something. You got to get past them. Figure out how you solve that problem, and we'll play out that scene. So, Elon, whilst you're on your caboose with your caboose on the carts, chugging away here into the Deadlands, and you're seeing all these kind of weird undead abominations as you go. What is the problem that you guys encounter?
May I have the mongoose friend with me?
Absolutely.
Just chilling. What
Just
is it
chilling.
doing? Am I
mostly
acquainted?
mostly whistling? No, you haven't become fully acquainted yet.
So it is like a mongoose, so it's not like
It is exactly like that. Yeah.
chilling.
Yeah.
I guess I'll go over to it and try and befriend it. Like, hello, little creature friend.
The creature kind of like looks up at you.
Where are you living in this cart? Because it's not exactly sanitary to make beer. And
He kind of looks around nervously. Maybe.
so you talk.
Oh. Yes.
What?
But.
What? So, what have you been eating?
Mostly beer.
All right, I could dig that. All right, and then what's the mostly beer and then the other?
Salt. Beer and salt mostly.
Oh. Sound like Renner over there. I mean, don't.
Sometimes the cleaning fluids.
Oh God. Let's stop somewhere and get your stomach pumped. We're gonna go to a vet. Gonna get you checked out.
I don't think there are any vets around here.
Oh, we'll find one. Trust me. I go over to the group. I'm like, excuse me, everyone. Jeeves, can you guys get a room?
There aren't any rooms around here.
It's a phrase like you guys are like.
Oh.
I'm gonna like smack him.
So we got something important. We got our little friend here. He's a little rat monster creature. What's your name, little friend?
Bruce.
All right. And Caboose has consumed some cleaning fluids. I clean with pure bleach and other liquids that would kill a powerful warlock or anything, a lich. I use enough cleaning fluid to kill a lich.
We're going to need some more.
We need to save Caboose. This is happening right now. We're gonna find a vet. I don't care. We're gonna look for something.
When did this mongoose join us?
He's been chilling in the corner, eating beer, salt, and cleaning fluid, aka bleach solution.
Well, I mean, no offense, but if he hasn't been doing anything helpful, why should we care? Why should we stop to help him?
You are so heartless.
We have pretty important shit to do, okay?
I'm just like
Caboose starts crying.
I pull the doorway between my cart and the.
He starts drinking more bleach.
I'm gonna kind of walk out, like as I shoot kind of Catherine a stern glance. I say, I thought you had more heart than those ice witches we killed. This is a suffering animal.
Oh shit!
I go into the front like the cart area, and I just like set it to slow down, and then I put in like a cassette tape, and it goes, "You're as cold as ice, Sacrifice. His life.
I kind of I turned to Daylon. I say, what do you need, friend? This is an important creature.
So the cart's slowing down.
I guess.
Yeah. Cart can be slowing down.
Oh, he's talking. The Rennett's talking to Caboose.
No, I'm talking to Daylon. I say, like, what do you need?
Oh, we're finding a professional. I don't know what to do. My answer is always more beer, and he already had a lot of beer, so that's not working.
Well, the only person I could think of that could heal an animal is one of those weird hippie druids. But I wouldn't take him to them because you remember what they did to Boris.
That's also through like 20 portals, so...
Yeah, no, I know. I'm saying I haven't seen a druid since then.
We're gonna find someone. Doesn't matter.
In the Deadlands?
Yes.
I like look out the window of the cart.
You see like a zombie walking along, like trying to slowly catch up.
Is it just like rolling plains of nothing?
Pretty much, yeah. It's like there's some tumbleweed going past.
A resplendent offering.
I turn back to Daylon, and as I do that, Chaotic Papaya has donated another $20, and I missed the message. So hold on, give me a few seconds while that comes up.
No worries, I got this. So, Kira needs the mount of Caboose Jr. for her queenly stature. Thanks so much, Fire. So, he says, Caboose says, there is someone who could help. I would have to give him a call on the phone.
I look. Does anyone have a phone? Can we get a phone here?
He goes into the car and gets the old like the old you put your finger in and like dial it back.
We have electricity.
Hello. Yes. Please come here. The queen needs a mount, and I need to be de-bleached again. Yes, it happened again. I'm sorry. It just tastes so good. Okay. I promise this time I'll stop. No, that was just some water. Okay. Bye. He hangs up. And yeah, rotary phone. There you go. And a few moments later, you after you've invented the rotary phone, quite.
I figured the birds probably did that. They're pretty good with technology.
Yeah, they're pretty damn good.
They built a whole tree out of machinery.
Yeah, I mean, why not? Yeah. And very shortly thereafter, a little caboose comes along, he is, I say little, he is smaller in stature to Caboose, but he's very muscly, very muscular indeed, and begins to just kind of like bound along the Deadlands towards you guys. And immediately as he rushes towards you, he kind of does that thing where like dogs like come up underneath you sometimes, and I don't know if that ever happens actually, but as I said it, I was like,
yesterday.
That's not a thing which has ever happened to me.
That's one of those things where you can tell Will does not have a dog.
The funny thing is, I have. I mean, at home at least. It's the St. Bernard mongoose, indeed. Yeah. Let me get that. You see that it just kind of like comes up underneath Catherine rather, and just kind of like suddenly you're like a foot higher. It's like riding a very large dog, a very small dog, I suppose.
Okay, I'd probably like freak out at first and then just be like, "Is this your friend?" Look at like the other mongoose.
Oh, this is my son.
Okay.
He wants you to ride him. He also wants to de-bleach me.
I kind of whisper to Transy. I say, So does everyone else in this world.
Can I hear that?
Roll perception check. Catherine came up. Oh my god. Tell G, you're going
Wait.
wild.
I want to respond to him, but I like.
Team.
An 18. Sure. No, hello. Your Majesty, should I execute him?
Look how Jeeves Auto hears it if she can hear it.
He's her ranger pet. They share stats.
Exactly.
I'm gonna cast Eldritch Blast at Renner because I'm mad.
Always
It's just the go-to. It's just like. Fuck. Okay.
Oh, rip.
I
it
just
goes
like
wild.
watch it. I just like it like flings by me and just kind of watch, and I turn back to her. I like, what? Oh man, and another donation from Summer B76.
Hey, thank you. She says, get that computer fixed. If you need help with part selection or anything else, hit me up for info assistance. Thanks so much, Summer. Very much appreciate that. And we're playing Summer in about a few hours' time in video games. Thanks so much. That is the repair fund all done. I get the PC back tomorrow. So hopefully everything's fixed and it works. But that will cover my ridiculous costs for that. Thanks so much, guys. I really appreciate that. And we can keep on doing what we do, keep on streaming. So let's if you want to give someone a crit as well, or a nat 20 or a nat 1, then including myself or an NPC, let us know.
You should give me a nat 20 so I can hit Renner.
You already shot. That grudge is over.
Purpose of team damage, I'd like that nat 20.
For the purpose of killing my other party members, please. I think Caboose would get on to Caboose Jr. or Caboose Senior. But yeah, the Caboose is kind of like, it's your like royal mount now. Jeeves is very jealous.
I'm still confused. Is it a tiny thing or is it a big thing?
It's a small big thing. In that it's a caboose, but it's very big for a caboose. It's a very muscly caboose. It's probably like a foot off the ground.
So she's riding like one of the, those tiny little motorcycles like that are like, she's like this, like on a mount.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like a
It's like a toddler's like a tricycle, like a toddler's bike.
yeah, like if you actually found a way to ride a dog without like really hurting the creature, then basically that. But it's quite wide, so you can just sit back and relax on it. All right, so that is Data on Scene, and throughout the process, he begins to de-bleach his father. So, Rennet, what is your encounter along the road here?
So as they're going up the along the way, I think it's probably going to be the case that Boris is kind of leading the caravan, the train along. But as we're rolling through this kind of bone dry desert filled with acid pits and this and that, Squishy, who is oft forgotten in this game, will start kind of he'll start drying out because he hasn't had liquor in so long, and he's had some beer, but it's just not strong enough. He needs to get wasted, and he can't do that in this desert.
Gotcha.
And so we need to solve the problem of finding liquor for really everyone, but mostly Squishy.
Mostly Squishy, yeah, of course. That makes a lot of sense. Okay.
Can I have a refresher on who Squishy is? Because, like you said, I forgot.
Squishy is so Renner is part wizard, which means he has a familiar. His familiar is a small octopus that sometimes sits on his shoulder,
Right.
And is a very heavy drinker, and also a little bit of a womanizer. But we don't talk about that.
Yeah. Not these days. A couple of years ago, we would have been able to, but nowadays, not so much. And thank you to Crystallis21 for following. Welcome to the event, my friend. You're a gentleman and a scholar. All right, then. So, how... First of all, I mean, you've got beer, but that's just not going to really suffice.
He needs something strong.
So how is Renner going to go about saving the life of Squishy? For without his liquor, I mean, it's looking pretty grim for him. Well, he's got...
So, now I had a cough. So what he is going to do is he's going to kind of deck himself out, like Squishy on his shoulder, and he's going to deck himself out sort of like a lone wanderer, like a big kind of desert cloak around, shawl around his neck and kind of billowing in the wind, and Squishy on his shoulder also has a cloak around his neck and billowing in the wind, so they both look like really badass, like wanderers. And he's going to turn to the group and he's going to say, "Friends, we need to find. I need to save my friend's life. I need to go on a quest to find liquor." And he's gonna walk off into the sunset, which is conveniently in that direction, because Boris apparently knows these lands because he passed through the portal and he passed through all these lands, and he has informed me through his expressive eyebrows that there's the tomb of someone.
The Liquor King.
Yes, the Liquor King, Dak Daniels.
Dak Daniels.
Dak Daniels. I like it.
Oh.
All right then. So, all right. So you head out on your vision quest to find the lost tomb.
He's gonna commune with the tomb.
Indeed, yes. And very quickly, Boris leads you to the tomb. Which has now, of course, become a tourist attraction because Dak Daniels is a very famous individual in these lands, and in fact, very, very influential on a lot of alcoholic beverages these days. And it's like two memes in one. And there's a kind of like set up shop here. There's a guy who's some kind of like aloof half elf. Who seems to be quite uninterested because he thinks that Dak Daniels is like too good. He's like super hipster. He liked it before it was cool, kind of thing. He's got hipster beard and everything, and he and a top knot. And
he's Steve Lumpkin.
And you Steve Lumpkin's there, and he's setting up shop. All sorts of like kind of goods and like merchandise that if you're a tourist you might want to pick up. And a few kind of like bottles in the back case. She's like, "Hey, what's up?"
I look at him intently and I say, "I'm on a vision quest for the strongest liquor you have in this tomb."
Radical, bro.
That's it.
I just gotta stare at him for a while, and then I say, "Do I have to go in the tomb?"
Oh. I mean, yeah, if you want to get the real stuff, yeah.
I push him out of the way. Like, I walk past, I don't need to, but I actually take a couple steps to the left just to push his shoulder.
Yeah. You're like, "Not cool, bro," as you like go past him. And then he starts vaping.
And as I descend into the tomb.
Nice. So thank you so much to Tentative Devil for following. Welcome to the event, my friend. You're a gentleman and a scholar. So you head down into the tomb, and as you enter down into this dark abyss, you had to light a torch to see anything. So you kind of light
I just cast light.
Cast light, yeah. Okay, so you cast light in here and illuminates the room. You see this kind of dusty cobwebs all around you on a sandstone floor, and there is a sarcophagus before you. And the sarcophagus just kind of like opens upwards as a bandaged hand starts crawling out, and kind of this mummy figure just pulls itself up. And as it pulls itself out of the sarcophagus, it just falls over and lays down on the floor like, he's got a bottle in his hand.
I kind of stand over him, still really, really grim and determined. I say, You should drink some water.
I need a cold shower. It's not easy having the most fire liquor in all of the lands.
I say, that sounds like a heavy burden, friend. Would you like someone to relieve you of your curse?
I don't know if that's possible.
I hold out my hand and Squishy like walks onto the end of it. I say, I am not strong enough. But my friend here, he is willing to take on your burden and become the Liquor King so that you may rest.
Little friend, this is a heavy burden. Being the king of all liquor in these lands. You may be small and kind of squishy, but you don't really have a liver, so I think it should be fine.
How does that work?
Like me. I had both my livers removed at birth. All 2 of them. So, thank you for releasing me of my eternal duty. Take the bottle. And hands out this bottle, this holy bottle of Dak Daniels.
Squishy just wraps his little tentacle around it, and I mean, it's a big bottle. He's a small dude. He's a small octopus, but somehow it works.
Of course. And Bloodstone wants to use his monthly Patreon to do a magic surge for Rennet as you take the bottle.
Awesome,
Well,
and
Squishy-
also another one from Hyperactive, so you can read that. I will do my magic
Thanks so much
surge.
to Hyperactive donates £5 and says this is just me endorsing Dak Daniels, best alcohol ever. And roll the birthday table of madness. Thanks so much, my friend. Real bottle indeed.
All right, so I'm doing that. Who's doing the birthday table?
So Kira's doing the D10K. Kira's doing the D69. Askren's doing the D10K.
I rolled D10,001 because I like to go one step beyond.
Oh my god, you're on the next level right now. So 1,206 as you take the holy bottle of Dak Daniels. Caster is invisible to the person who most recently wounded him. Who most recently wounded you?
Elder Splash.
Emotionally, it could be Kira. It could be Catherine. You know, she tried to Elder Splash you.
Didn't it?
No, she's not good enough to wound me. No.
Oh, wow.
I think the person who most recently wounded me was probably was probably an emotional wound when when I had to part ways with my dear friend. I don't actually remember his name, but he was wearing a helmet.
Tim's character.
Yes.
Okay. My dear friend whose name I don't remember. Okay, cool. So you're invisible to the bounty hunter who was after your name. Catherine rolls a 58. All of these tables, all these on the birthday table are usually quite bizarre. Scroll down here, 58. So, Kira, you have the bow tie. A smart yet handsome-looking bow tie. When worn, this bow tie allows the user to use part of the thaumaturgy. You can create instantaneous sound that originates from a point of your choice within range, 50 feet. DC 19 investigation for anyone trying to spot that the noise is not real. This could be a present from Jeeves. I'll put the description in Zoom chat. So Jeeves has, back in camp, Jeeves is like, Your Majesty, I have a mark of office for you that some of us thought might be nice for you.
Okay.
Yeah, it's common amongst our people. Cross-dress. But actually, bow ties are fairly gender neutral, so you'll be fine.
Yeah. Can I I'm gonna go full cheerleader here.
Oh
Can
boy.
I tie it into my hair like a cheer bow?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Oh, it looks like I found myself a cheerleader. Says Jeeves after just before he hangs himself. So that is so going back to Squishy and Ren. You have the bottle of Jack Daniels, and I imagine at that point you kind of do you head back to the group.
Before we do, I'm gonna hold him up to my face. I'm gonna say, Squishy. I know this is a burden that you chose to bear, but are you sure you can handle it? It's a lot of responsibility.
Squishy just downs the bottle.
I kind of, all right, and I put him on my shoulder, and we confidently walk out of the tomb. I'm actually taking the cape that I'm still wearing. I'm like waving it behind me because there's no wind in the tomb, but I still have to look dramatic as I leave. And also, I pushed the hipster on the way out.
Yeah, he falls over to his death, cracking his head on the balls. Choking on his own vape, and
then I make my way back to camp. Like now, this time I'm dramatically framed by the sunset as I walk, and Squishy's on my shoulder. And as I come up to the train, I say, "All is right with the world." And I just kind of look at Daylon and I say, "Truly, I've developed a new respect for your craft. Being the king of beers is a heavy burden."
I like claps into his shoulder and say,
and then I whisper in his ear. I say, "I have a really awesome drink that I think we should collaborate on."
"Oh, what is it?"
"Not now. It's for another time."
"Oh, okay."
And that's it. That's and then
Perfect.
we continue to march on. But this time, I guess you could tell me what the responsibility, like, what does being the king of liquor entail, and what can he provide?
Essentially, to distribute liquor at any given point for those who are in need, those drunks around the world, the alcoholics who don't have a drink nearby to grab. In the morning, you got to make sure that at their bedside table, when they wake up, there's some strong spirit by their bedside, so that they can continue to ruin their lives and the lives of others around them. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, no,
also, you get some good perks, like you get free alcohol wherever you go. So it all works out well,
So the entire caravan is liquored up, and we've got beer too. Chasers.
All right, cool. So, Catherine.
Mm-hmm.
Catherine, what is your problem that you encounter along the road?
Well, seeing as Catherine and Jeeves didn't do a very good job of disposing the burnt corpses of the apelings.
Yeah, he's still feasting on it.
Gross. Well, some of them that got left behind,
Yeah.
a necromancer found them
Ooh.
and threw it into one of those vats where they resurrect. So now we've got all these apeling zombie burnt bacon things. I don't know.
You got bacon things. Okay, cool. Yeah, I like it. I like it. So, all right, we'll say that. In fact, this is evidence of your crimes in a way. This is bad news. You guys are along the trail, and you see kind of off to the side a bunch of these zombie apelings coming towards you, sent by a necromancer. And Jeeves is quick to say, "Your Majesty, it looks like some of the bodies were not fully disposed of. They might be rather damning evidence of our genocide."
I mean, blaming.
Coming from Daylon.
I mean, blaming everything on this Breathless King has been working so far.
Perhaps you could convince everyone that this is Breathless King.
Yes, I think it's possible. I'll pull like Daylon and Renner in and like just like, okay. You see those aplings over there?
No, there's a lot of them. They all kind of look the same.
Zombies.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah, those ones.
Yes. I think Breathless King may have stolen some of our army. We need to deal with that.
What?
I don't follow.
The Breathless King! He's attacking us! You see?
Listen, we're not Jeeves. You can't just tell us anything we want to hear. Did a little and like have us believe some horse pucky like that. I don't like zombies. How the breathless? Come on. This is some Daylon grade stuff. Come on.
I go so far as to say that was practiced. That is a move which Trinity has performed before.
Trinity is a secret belly dancer.
Encounter roleplay after dark.
I'm just gonna look at Daylon and just be like, okay, I mean, we can let them just come up to us. I mean, do you think we could just...
I look at them. Are they moving like normal zombies, like really, really slow and kind of...
Yeah, I mean, like they're more like apeling ones, so they actually have some speed to them. They are going to catch up with your group.
Are we in the train? Can I just like put the...
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll just put the train forward, like without anybody saying anything. Just like, right.
Can I... Are we on a track or are we just like going?
No, it's just a train that's just rolling through desert.
It's just rolling through desert.
Can I like turn it and steer it towards these zombies to run them over?
Sure. If Daylon will let you have control.
I'll be in like the wagon cockpit, which I imagine is really small because it's a retrofitted wagon. 500 retrofitted wagon that's pulling a caboose.
You're also a dwarf, so I mean, like you are like much shorter than everyone else, you know.
I'll like look at you over my shoulder, like, excuse me.
Don't mind. This is important, and I'm just like turning.
So she turns over, like gets over my shoulders, and, like, just kind of let it happen.
Just let it happen. Yeah. I'm guessing, Daniel, that the place where Jack Daniels is distilled is the tomb of Jack Daniels, or indeed wherever Squishy goes.
I assume he's like buried in a vat of it. Like his sarcophagus is just a vat of liquor, and yeah, that's it.
Absolutely cool. And thank you to a nipple cripple for following. Welcome to the adventure, my friend. You're a gentleman and a scholar. All right. So
okay.
You turn the train around. Can you roll me? What the closest thing to this be? I don't know, like an animal handling. To steer this machine beast and a caboose as well, because caboose is part of the controls. He does man several of them. And thank you to Elsie Kaufman for following. Welcome to the adventure, my friend. You're a gentleman and a scholar. So 15 is not bad at all. So Catherine, you just like drive this thing straight towards the apelings, and they're all like, "Where did you get us?" As you're like running, boom, 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 running them over, and they're like, "Please don't burn us again." And you guys are hearing this, like Renner and Rennet and Daylon are hearing this as like running them over, and just like boom, 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 as you're going over their bodies until they're all dead. But they are all dead. Does anyone question the?
As this is happening, like as she's running them over, I'm just staring at like Catherine. I'm be like, really? They were just nice. I'm sure they were just nice guys. No. Every man you meet, you gotta run over or stab or shoot. Just.
I didn't want to do this, okay?
You were smiling as you did it. I watched you.
I didn't want to do this. It's like cut to 2 seconds later. Die.
I mean, okay. I didn't want to kill them the first time, is what I'm trying to say.
Cut back to the last scene of and Jeeves watching on. Oh dear.
I swear it's the patron.
I nod. I say, right. Well, I mean, they're kind of mush now. Not much we can do about it, except someone's gonna have to clean the underside of this train off, and it's not gonna be me.
Yeah, the train is clogged with dead parts of dead body parts, basically.
Where is the caboose mount in this? Is it just chilling?
Why are you using terminology like?
Catherine is always riding him at this point.
Oh, so you were riding the caboose mount, reaching over my shoulder in the car, and like doing things.
She's just permanently on the back of a dog now. This is how it is. That's her life.
This is how it gotta be.
Okay, well now that that's fixed, let's go back on track. And I'm gonna, I don't know, let Daylon take control and steer back in the proper direction.
You're going much slower now due to the like dead body parts and mush clogged in your wheel. And you are making worse progress, but you do come to a point where Boris turns to the group of you, and his expressive badger eyes tell a tale of tragedy and woe, and also hope. And he, hold on that one, look. And
I'm translating the whole time though.
The entire time, yeah. You come to a crossroads basically. There's a left-hand path, there's a right-hand path, and Boris kind of sniffs over to the right, and he like hugs himself, which shows home, or potentially it could mean any other thing like tree. But you think home, and then he goes off to the left, and he goes, which either means war and the Breathless King, or cats.
Yeah, he's not fond. That's actually what I say. I turn to the group. I say, yeah, no, he is not fond of cats. Like that's the only part I translate.
He doesn't like it. You look back and the others like this guy, right?
Okay, so is he saying anything else?
Well, the first time he said if we go to the right, he needs a hug.
Okay.
And then I'll just kind of lean in and I will give Boris a hug and I say, it'll be all right, buddy. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
That means he's happy.
Yeah, he continues to gesticulate wildly.
I say, but also I think he smells magic in that direction, and he smells cats in the other direction.
You got a bit of fascist then, really. He kind of started doing some very kind of
So magic or cats? Which do you guys want?
I can't help but think there might be more to that decision.
When you boil it down, that's really essentially what he's saying. I mean, there's...
Are we talking musicals? Are we talking, like, just house cats or jaguars or, like...
Do you remember the last time we saw a cat?
Yeah.
And he tried to kill us. And also he had those cursed things.
I don't know if he tried to kill us as much as he was struggling to stay alive.
No, I'm before all that. Before that part.
We tried to kill him every time we saw him.
Yeah, no.
We tried to flay him.
No, you're right. Yeah. Come to think of it, he really just tried to sell us some cursed rings.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, we may have been the dicks in that situation.
100%.
That's me and Daylan are just like reminiscing at this point. Like we're just talking to ourselves.
Okay, so cats that sell cursed rings.
Okay. So long story short, cats tried to fuck things up. Boris grew wings. He's not fond of cats, which leads me to believe big evil things and maybe cats in that direction. Other direction, magic and hugs.
Magic.
And hugs.
And hugs for everyone. Daylan.
So, which way do you guys want?
We should go wherever the Breathless King is, so that we can go to war, yes?
I say, yes, that's what we should do, and then I turn to the group and I say,
I'm gonna like grab Renner and just be like, I didn't go through all this fucking shit with you guys just to not fucking do anything with it, okay?
while she's like grabbing my collar, I'm gonna turn to Daylan and I say, I think she needs to kill another dude.
Just to marry one afterwards.
Oh, man.
I turn and say, you can marry him, and then he'll die. It's happened every time. It'll work this time.
My gosh, you are our secret weapon. We will marry
Done.
you to every boss we ever need to kill.
Done. Sold. And I push the lever and the train starts going.
So,
Good question. So, Jeeves' underpants, right?
let's talk about it. Let's get down to it.
I was
Let's get down
wearing
to brass tacks.
last I remember.
I haven't checked.
I'm pretty sure I was wearing them, and then I saw them. I saw them at one point. So I know that they're there.
What you do with your fans? I mean, I'm guessing that they're still there.
But.
Well, exactly.
If I know that they're there.
I don't know if they are on there or not.
But if I know that they're there still.
Oh, so, but sorry, yeah. If you.
And then I could attune to them, which then means I could seduce anybody.
If you show them off. Yeah.
Okay, so let's rewind. So to give some context to the situation, we aren't just discussing Kira's underpants. No, we're talking about Jeeves has a very special pair of underpants, leopard print, that have the ability to seduce anyone that you so desire once you attune to them. And in a interesting turn of events, Catherine came into possession of them after they got very, very drunk one night, and she woke up with them in her room. Yes, they are underpants of seduction. Let's talk about the attunement process first of all. You've got to sit down for a while, and you've got to really think about the pants. You've got to really kind of get into that seductive.
It's been days. I assume she's thought about them pretty thoroughly.
Have you? Have they been on your mind whatsoever? It's a question. Have you been trying to avoid thinking about them until now?
I feel like I would have tried to avoid thinking about them.
Just as I suspected. What's up, Bishman? So now comes a time where Catherine needs to kind of sit down for a minute and just really consider the implications of the of the underpants and how she can best use them. So let's walk through Catherine's thought process here, if you would, Kira.
Okay, so I don't know when this happens, but let's say I'm just sitting down.
Let's say now.
I mean, yes, okay. So I guess she kind of sits down, and I guess Jeeves, she's just like watching people, people watching as she does.
Yeah.
And she looks at Jeeves, and then the thought comes into her mind, and she's like, she shudders, but she knows that they're there, and she's just like, I can keep pretending, I can keep ignoring it, but Rennert said, maybe it is the key. Maybe I can actually do something by marrying into everybody. Maybe. It's so gross.
And it's at this point that you feel a warm glow from the pants. Could have gone multiple directions. Yeah. And you from yourself, from your inside, from your core, and you realize that you have earned the respect and dignity that you deserve from these pants. You realize that you now have the power to do anything, girl. They give you such self-confidence in yourself that you're wearing these pants that you feel able to take on the world and seduce absolutely anybody, because anyone would have to be mad to not want this, you know? So you're like looking in the mirror, you're like, there's a montage scene, and you just feel on top of the world. So you activate your seductive pants successfully. And thank you to I'm Just As Bad for following. Welcome to the adventure, my friend. You're a gentleman and a scholar. And to my calling, 20th follow of today, which means a great time for a viewer decision. So what's a viewer decision? It's where you guys in the chat get to decide on something which happens next in our game. So they are about to go and meet the Breathless King. Catherine has her seductive underpants on, and all sorts of things can happen. So underneath this line in the chat, throw out some ideas as to what could happen next. It could be that the Breathless King is actually immune to seductive pants. Maybe he has his own pants of seduction that he can use against them. Well, you guys let us know. We'll put it into a straw poll, and the most popular decision will happen. Also, if you haven't followed yet, hit that follow button and join us. We'll have another viewer decision when we hit 30 followers, and when we hit 20 retweets on this tweet here. Thanks so much, Redundant, and we'll see what happens in this climactic scene coming up here. We're on 7 retweets, so we're a little way away from that goal. Says make it happen, boys. Are they pants or underpants? They are underpants. They are, I suppose.
I feel like a lot of people don't realize that the British people don't use the word underpants.
Yeah, I don't use underpants. We don't say like panties either. We just say pants. And then like if I'm wearing like trousers, we just call them trousers or jeans.
Yeah, because they're wrong about things.
Right, yeah. Definitely didn't invent a language or anything. So, all right. So you activate your pants, and it's not long thereafter. Oh boy, these decisions. Some good ones right there. It's not long before you come across the ancient dread keep of the Breathless King, and rising out of the darkness is this giant castle. But the castle is not built of like stone or dark brick or anything. It's made out of bodies, and these bodies have been kind of compacted together, and thousands upon thousands of them stacked up in a kind of gruesome mortar to create the walls around this castle, and there are just kind of stacked. There are all sorts of bodies here. There are human bodies, there are apeling bodies, there are walrus bodies to fill in all the gaps, and even bird bodies around here as well to just kind of like stuff them in little points. And you see that there is a kind of like portcullis. Within there are kind of like thousands of these zombie creatures all go look like having some kind of hoedown at the moment, and they kind of open the portcullis as you guys are coming near, and a speaker, a zombie, kind of comes forward. He's actually a mummy, we'll say. He's a friend of Dak Daniels, and he says, "Why do you come to our lands?
because your king's an asshole. And also, no, I think that's pretty much it.
Oh, yes, he is a bit of a dick.
Yeah. A lot of people around here are.
Well, the king will speak with you, but only you and not your army.
I mean, I feel like that's kind of rude. Anything that he has to say, he could probably say to all 6,000
Like
of
I
these.
say, he's a bit of a dick.
But I guess we can tell all 6,000 of them to just wait at the door. Really?
If you could, that would be marvelous.
Yeah. Do you have a stable we can just like park our army in?
We have a corpse pit.
No, somewhere less smelly.
We have a shit pit.
Done.
And sold. And he kind of leads you guys over. It's like the charnel pit, where you can camp all your 6,000.
I as they're doing, I say, all right, everyone, I need you to hear me. This big pit is where you go to the bathroom. We'll be inside. Don't think I'm forgetting anything. We good?
Oh dear lord.
Well, the ape McGee is like, okay.
I point to him and say, Ape, I need you to do something for me.
Okay.
Apes McGee.
Yeah.
You're in charge.
Okay.
Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
Okay. I guess.
Good.
Okay. Yeah. I'm peeling a banana and eating it. Okay. And as you head off into the Breathless King's court, all of the buildings here are like packed with bodies as well. He's just made everything out of different kind of corpse parts. As you enter into his hall, which is simply all the floor underneath is like really squishy and fetid and like oozing different kind of like fluids that the body tends to excrete after it's dead, and it stinks just awfully. Or if you reach the purple moment. And
I hope that's not coming out of any corpses.
You certainly hope not, no. If you were here last night, you'd kill that one. But yes, you do see that there is a king here on his throne, but he appears to be in a kind of state of distress. There are loads of tubes running into him and kind of out of him that are carrying different like fluids and bloods all around him. He has kind of like a respiratory mask on as well. He looks incredibly kind of sickly and ill. And as you enter his court, and the mummy is like, "There is the king. You're going to have to go close and probably speak quite loudly. He's a bit hard of hearing these days."
I'm gonna lean into Daylon and Renner, just like, he's not as intimidating as I thought he would be.
No, not really. Maybe we could just... Is there a plug we can just pull?
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
You guys looking around for a plug?
I'm just kind of like slyly looking around the room.
Yeah, the tubes all kind of like run up into the ceiling and into the walls, so you'd have to like get up there or like yank them out, or just cut them maybe. But yeah, as you guys kind of step forward, what's up, Little Black? The king is very close to his kind of like old crusty skin and his kind of dying eyes just kind of look at you.
I kind of nod to him and say, "So, how's it going?"
Good. I can't quite catch my breath.
Yeah, we got that from the name.
Yes, what are you doing here? My invasion is about to begin. You should all be terrified.
Did we pass an army on the way in?
Yes, all of my armies.
I don't really see anyone. By the way, who's your interior decorator? You should probably can you get your money back?
No, it was a lease and it's run out now, so I paid off the mortgage.
How old are you?
I don't know, very old.
Why are you still around?
I'm undead, you see. I'm
Well,
cursed.
can you undead yourself? Because honestly, like, why would you want to live?
Yeah.
Why would? This is
Yeah, your life sucks.
There is a curse upon me every few centuries. I have to come and kill everyone. But now I find myself rather too old.
So
I'm still terrifying.
Should we just take the mask off, or like?
Yeah, can we do that?
It probably only assists. Only, they say, true death can only come with true love.
Oh,
That is surprisingly convenient.
I like elbow.
Yeah. I'm like
and
turning
Catherine.
big smile on my face. I turn to Catherine.
Well, I'll like saunter over to him.
Daughter.
She's like, well, I am a double queen of the lands that you wish to invade, but
That's how Kira does it.
perhaps maybe a little alone time we can find some true love. I'm gonna like reach in and like
Like touch his mask.
Yeah, all the little mask. Oh, nice. He's like
Let me. No. Oh, what is your name?
Catherine.
Oh,
Like a little wink.
he kind of takes a while to catch his breath after a bad bout, yeah, that's what you call it these days. And he he says,
oh well, we need someone to officiate if such a thing were to come to pass.
I'll look at Jeeves.
Jeeves is like crippled. Like, Jeeves is like,
I'm not sure. I don't think it's right. You know what with the situation. You know, it's just he's very old, and of course, you know, you might have the love of your life just staring at you right now, and you wouldn't know.
So is that a yes, Jeeves?
Oh, I'm not sure of the legality of it. Actually, I don't think you can be a triple queen, right, Daylon?
I mean, I threw it out the window when she became a double queen. So, more the merrier, as they say, right? Elbowing everyone simultaneously.
and the Breathless King says,
In that case, let the wedding begin.
and
Really?
so the Jeeves is there like, and all like the zombies come in like to watch, and yeah, Jeeves is like do you take this old man dying and crusty to be your lord?
husband.
And I'm like super confident now from these underpants.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
like I do. I'm gonna like look at him like
Hair flip.
What is this? I look at him. No one has ever looked at me like that before. I don't know what that means.
Well, then you just haven't lived.
It's true, maybe so. That's how they do it in Canada, apparently. So, really, right. And there you go. So, well, do you take this beautiful, caring, wonderful, best thing that's ever happened to me, Queen, to be your lawfully wedded wife? And the Breathless King kind of looks up and he says,
Your pants, they're glowing.
and as the viewer decision strikes,
Oh,
the
dear Lord.
underpants misfire. Catherine is seduced by everyone.
Okay, so what the
Craven
hell
Jeeves.
would happen? Because like there's a room of zombies, there's fucking a party, there's this king, there's Jeeves, like
Mhm.
am I just gonna like
I mean-
I'm literally seduced by everyone and everything.
Everyone in this room is like as equally attractive to you as one another. It's a tough call, you know. It's like, damn, he's good looking. Like, damn, he's sexy.
I think
God, that's something
it should
that's
be
good.
like it's like one of those moments in movies where like if anyone has a reason why these two shouldn't be wed, and she's like, well, I also love zombie.
It's a monster mash. It is. So, I mean, Catherine, how are you going to play this?
Or
Mm.
if me being seduced by everybody equally, does that cancel it all out?
I mean, you are still attracted to the Breathless King, but you are also attracted to Jeeves, to Daylon, to Reddit. So, I mean, like, it might change how you feel about the wedding, certainly. Might make you have a second think here.
Wait!
What?
You're all so good looking!
Well, I mean,
But they do not have armies at their command. Actually, some of them do. I mean,
And then Chief says, Your Majesty, there is one possibility. And I mean, if everyone here were to embrace the spirit of true love, then we could have a group wedding.
Jeeves! I'm gonna grab him. You're a genius! I'm gonna kiss him.
you grab his beak.
And then I'll turn to the Breathless King and hold his like hands if they're not like,
Yeah.
and just be like, the only way to embrace true love is for us to love one another, everybody, equally. Just gonna look at him.
Summer, it is time for that nat 20. Before I... Oh man. So Jeeves is like, yes, like holding a hand, clearly just trying to use this to get like you married. Get married to you. And the Breathless King's like,
well, I suppose so. I mean, that's fine with me.
and she's like, perfectly fine. And all the zombies like, we obey the master. So all of the zombies are on board. And somebody wants to use that nat 20 on that persuasion check, Catherine.
Yeah!
Perfectly saved.
Oh my god.
who's she persuading?
You guys, basically. The crowds, I suppose.
Wait, I'm not married.
You down?
No, I'm not. Full
You're not
crap.
Fuck that, man.
Who knows what that's been married to? Oh wait, everything in this
Ever being in this building.
you are singly defiling the present like marriage as a category. They're like divorce rates are skyrocketing. Oh, but Catherine married everybody in the realm.
I'm gonna take Catherine's hand and I'm gonna say, I'm glad that you finally realized just how attractive I truly am, but unfortunately, I can't be tied down to any one woman. I need to ramble.
But I mean, if we're all marrying each other, you'll have numerous women.
No, I think there's just the one in this room.
There's got a point. Go for it.
Bruce is signing up. Like me. Boris is signing up.
What about Squishy?
I don't know. I turned to.
Squishy's so drunk. I mean, this is something a Squishy might fall into. You know.
I turn to him. I say, if you think it's time to settle down and get hitched, but you're welcome to. I'm not going. I won't stop you, friend.
Yeah. He just like continues to drink and like sway along to any music that's going on.
I think he'd probably because he's my wingman. Like he's down for some stuff. So I think he would probably be more into it than I am. Which is fine. I'm not gonna kink shame my octopus. I'll let him get into whatever kind of weird stuff he wants to get into.
Of course, cool. So he'll sign up. Why not? So leaving just Renna and Daylon out of the proceedings. So they need someone to officiate the wedding, leaving only you two able to do it because everyone else here is getting married.
Everyone's getting...
I reach into my cloak and I pull out a small book and I say, you know, I'm not a priest, but I have impersonated one before. It says I can perform a ceremony for you.
That'll do. Jeeves is like, we'll take it.
And then I guess I'll kind of okay. Before I do that though, I want to go over to Daylon and I want to whisper something in his ear. Which
careless whisper.
Yeah, which I'm not actually gonna say out loud, because I'm gonna totally let it play out when it happens. But what I will whisper to Daylon is something that involves Dak Daniels and his beer.
Okay.
It's a plan, but it mostly involves those two alcohols.
Are you offering me your DAC?
I'm gonna turn to him. I'm gonna hold the bottle and say, do you want the D?
I mean,
it's hard stuff.
Drive a hard bargain with that D.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna sit on it, all right? I'm gonna sit on it and think about it.
But I will. Here, I will whisper in his ear about a combination that together enhances both of them.
The D and me together.
Yes.
Can I have a swig of that D real quick?
Yeah, no, just wrap your lips around this. Just as I hand him the bottle.
Drink the deck.
Wow. Tastes good, man. Tastes good, man.
Spit a little bit.
Well, I love the title of this, by the way, Will.
Thank you.
All right. So so I will kind of go as like after we finish that, I will go up to the center and I'll say, all right, everyone who's going to be married to this very, very experienced widow.
I'm gonna like flaunt my body.
Multiple times. Please congregate at the front. We actually, and I tell Catherine, I say, if we're gonna do this properly, you need to like go out the door and like walk back in. It's a ceremony thing.
I need a dress too.
Oh yeah, I don't have any of those.
I might have prepared a little number just in my spare time. You know how you do these things. He brings out this like magnificent hand-sewn wedding dress that Jeeves has secretly been creating this entire time, which has like K and J like written on it, kind of thing, like sewn in. It's got like on one side it's Catherine and the other side it's Jeeves, like with their hands together, a wing and a hand together, you know, like this is kind of like, oh my god, he's going to murder me kind of dress, and he just pulls this out and says, I can't wait, as you know, you go outside ready to enter into the hall, I suppose. So everyone's ready and waiting. Go ahead.
All right, then I will just use my magic to conjure some music, which I'm waiting for that to go on. Give me a second. It's like conjure the music.
This one's called Incredible Wedding Entrance Music.
Yes, it is.
This little number. The sad truth is, though, I have all of these favorited, all of these songs. But just such occasions.
It's just canon D. So I just start playing canon D, the wedding entrance music,
canon D.
as Catherine starts enters the room, and everyone in the room is like turning to her as she's walking down this parted aisle of zombies and birds and walruses and things like that.
Even some of the walruses have signed up. They heard about it outside and they didn't want to be left out. So it's just everyone here. And Catherine comes up in a spectacular wedding dress for her and Jeeves are just crying his eyes out. He's so happy.
So
at the altar.
Clarify for me. She's got to stand on one side, and then all the grooms have to stand on the other side. So
They're packed on top of one another.
There's just a pile of people around the Breathless King, all just they all dove onto each other because they wanted also to be married.
Absolutely, yeah. So she reaches the altar,
and I will say, friends, undead, walruses, warlords, we're gathered here today for an auspicious occasion, as these 632 individuals are attempting to marry their dearly beloved Catherine, the great witch wizard thing of the north. And I say, I have a book and I'm like, no, it's wrong, and I'm skipping pages. I'm not gonna read that, right? Okay, so this is what I was looking for. Do you 632 individuals, zombies, walruses, and Breathless King, take this woman to be your bride?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
I do.
And Catherine, do you take these 632 different zombies, birds, walruses, and also a king that may actually be an undead abomination to be your lawfully wedded husband for the 5th time?
I do. She says very eagerly.
I say, well, that's good enough for me. I now pronounce you man and wife. You may kiss the bride.
Sorry, all of them just bundle onto like,
Yeah, I'm like, oh god.
And as they're doing that, I'm gonna with Daylon. So here's what I wanted to do. I wanted to take my Jack Daniels, right? I wanted to take a pint of his beer, my Jack Daniels, and we're going to make something, a brand new creation called the Outland Train Bomb.
Ooh.
And we're going to use it to poison the Breathless King's machine and possibly destroy it.
Okay.
Because
cool.
I'm assuming if we use the explodey beer, this will be a volatile concoction.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this is enough to burn Daylon's beard, after all. And thank you to Draven's Ariel for following. Welcome to the adventure, my friend. You're a gentleman and a scholar. Perfect. So yeah, you get together this liter of the finest Oakbringer beer, and the strongest and what remains of the current Jack Daniels from Squishy, and you've created a rather deadly cocktail. And the this cocktail, as you throw it upon the masses, just kind of spreads all over them and all over the machine as well. It needs a light, basically. You need to set it on fire because the fuel is all over them, but it needs a spark or something to destroy the machinery. Askren is muted. That's pretty well. There we go.
So I'm gonna turn to Daylon and I'm gonna say, try it out, man. I'm telling you, it's the newest thing.
I'll take a swig of your Dak mix.
And then I don't let me. Oh, you know what? I have a thing. I think I have a thing.
Okay.
So go ahead and tell us about Catherine and her new husbands while I do this.
Yeah. So the husbands immediately kind of launch over very. You find them all super attractive.
Yeah.
So you've been bundled by guys who are going to zombie.
I'm probably orgasming from having all these ridiculously handsome zombies and walruses and everything all over me. So
That is a quote if ever I've heard one. Okay. So
I don't know what the syntax for quoting is.
You're suddenly music is playing from somewhere really loudly.
Oh yeah, let me turn that down a little bit.
Oh, fuck, that was really weird. It's like an advert playing somewhere. They go into to Bonnie and you're like, oh, this is so good. And at long last, Jeeves fights his way through the crowd to get his kiss. And there's a beautiful moment where the two of you are just embraced and the other zombies are backed off as the camera starts swirling around you guys, spinning around and round and upwards as we cut back to Rennet.
I am going are they a decent distance away from the from where the throne thing is, or are they on top?
Yeah, we'll say it is. Yeah.
Then I will as they're all embracing, I'm just going to I'm gonna take a match. I'm just gonna light it, and I'm not gonna look because I'm a cool guy, and I'm just gonna toss it behind me.
Nice. So you just you can toss it back, and the sun comes as he's but I'm married. As you burn him alive, and he's like, true love has saved me. Also burning fire. As you save him via both marriage and love, true love's kiss, as well as just burning this guy alive. And you see that he just begins to burn up as the machinery is burning behind him, but none of the zombies care. They're just continuing to try to get towards Catherine. But as he dies and burns alive, crippling and burning away into a crisp, the zombies kind of fall inanimate to the ground. They go fall down, and as Jeeves and Catherine's wedding kiss comes to a close, you look around yourselves, and the other 624 grooms are dead, like fully dead this time. You've just
My loves! I'm gonna like break down and start crying.
Jeeves is like, oh no! What a shame that they're all dead. Oh.
I'm gonna whisper.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lean in and whisper in Jeeves' ear. Now would be a perfect time to run away with her.
And all those walruses have been mysteriously murdered whilst you weren't looking, huh? Very
Were they?
strange. Puts away his sword. Ha! Oh, what a shame. Oh yeah, this.
So, like, anytime I get married, I have to just like amp it up with the murder. Next marriage, so much more.
So I'm thinking that maybe we should just get away from all this together, of all this terrible tragedy and sadness. We ought to elope away. Yes.
She's like crying. She's like, "What? My heart is broken."
Daylon, back me up here. We should go, shouldn't we?
I mean, I don't want to be here at all.
Thank you. You were invited. You were my best man.
I'm sorry. There's like 10 of us best men over here. How am I supposed to feel special?
Well, they're all dead now, so you're the only one that's still standing.
Cool. Best man by attrition. Great. Thanks, Chief.
No, but Daylon, you
If it
really.
means anything, I love you too, Daylon. Because I'm attracted to them still.
Yeah.
I am.
You're still wearing fans.
I say, Daylon, you were truly the best man. Even though you're not actually your dwarf, it's close enough.
I don't know what you're. Why are we still here? I like shake Boris. Where do we go?
Is Boris married to Catherine?
He is currently.
I'm gonna look at him and I'm gonna say, Boris, and I'm just gonna like handshake him, like wrist grab, like a manly handshake, and I'm gonna say,
Oh yeah.
congratulations, man. I knew you would settle down and find a nice woman someday.
And he looks to Daylon and starts kind of like sniffing along the trail back towards the other way that you could have gone beforehand. So Jeeves is like, "Oh, let's follow the badger." And Jeeves starts going. He's like dragging Catherine with him. "Come on, wife!" Just trying to steal her away. Are you guys following Badger?
Yeah, we'll just. I figure we're like, since the Breathless King's dead, we'll just walk out of the castle like nothing happened.
Yeah.
Just as fine.
So you guys head outside, and all the walrus is like, "Where's the war?"
Okay. Funny story. The war's over. We won. You guys did great. Good job, everyone. Team effort. All performed amazingly.
This must be from our walrus warlords.
Actually, Triple Queen. I'll like be holding Jeeves' hand or feathers.
Yes.
I'll Queen, it's all right. Yeah, double warlord here. Took care of it all. Thanks.
You didn't even want to marry me.
I came in there. We released the chemical bomb, which was Catherine's love over here. That chemical bomb, as proposed by the double warlord, it was very effective. Killed everyone.
I'm gonna interrupt him, and I'm just gonna be like, the only kingdom I haven't united through marriage is the walruses, and you refuse to do that.
We are an inherently misogynistic society.
Well, that's an issue. Don't you all think? And I like look at like my followers.
It was all her.
My apelings and like Esprit and
I say, where's Chuck? No, who's in charge right now? It's
Oh yes, you might have missed out, but Chieftain Backdo Longtooth died from a heart attack after eating too much whale blubber. Meaning that we're looking for the second in command, and well, the only... Well, we're all double warlords around here, but with Daylon's axe just now, that makes him, well...
a triple?
Triple warlord.
You know, I'm gonna have to decline. I think our triple quad queen could do pretty well at the Walrus Village.
But my love, I'm gonna grab his hand.
My
I'd just be like, but if you're the double warlord, and then we marry, we can unite all the kingdoms.
Or you could just be queen.
But that doesn't make sense because I'm not part of that group.
I think I lost my triple warlord qualification when I personally killed Jenny. I slaughtered her mercilessly twice.
I'm gonna look at the walruses like, I don't know what to do.
Well, if no one else is going to be our triple warlord, then I guess we'll just have to resurrect Chuck or Jenny.
No, okay, I got someone for you.
Okay.
Okay, all right. He's not a walrus, but I anointed him a double warlord upon me becoming a triple warlord. It's this guy over here. His name's Apes McGee. It's really nice.
Okay.
Abe McGee comes over. Hey man, what's up?
So Apes McGee, they have a lot of enemies that need to be killed with bananas in the future.
Okay.
I anointed you as a double warlord. I humble him. And now I can't fulfill the duties of a triple warlord, so I would like to leave it to you, if Apes McGee would be so kind.
Okay.
All right. This guy, if you want to battle test Apes McGee, I'll put him in an arena. You can have a bout to see if.
Good idea.
But he is the qualified champion of your people, Apes McGee.
He is. I've seen him fight. Don't actually know how he kills people with bananas, but somehow he does it.
That's good enough for us.
And they all cheer with Ape McGee, who's like, ooh.
Can I take 2 bananas and put them in his mouth so they look like tusks?
Sure.
And then I'll be just like, well, if one of my apelings is your new leader, then by proxy, I become your queen as well.
Sure. Absolutely.
I'm sorry, we don't have queens.
I say
it's happening.
that is that is not true. Don't lie.
I married the Breathless King.
Isn't he dead now?
He is dead, but that makes me the queen of the realm.
Oh, it does. Very well, if that's the law on it. And Jeeves is like, yes, it is, definitely.
And everyone's like,
Okay.
Okay.
I say, this is all fantastic, and I love this political talk. I'm glad that we're building bridges and promptly burning them down. Why don't we take this discussion to the south? Because I hear there's a fantastic wedding reception over there, if you know what I mean.
Oh, yes. Lead the way, my love.
breath.
By the way, not only I'm assuming that that you've also married Squishy, so
Yeah.
he's like sitting on your shoulder.
Absolutely. So, The badger Boris begins to lead you guys towards the south from whence he came from previously, and he leads you guys to a hut in the middle of the sands. It's a pretty kind of simple looking hut, completely out of place out here, but fairly large. And Boris kind of like looks towards it. And he looks at you guys expectantly, like, I did a good thing.
A hut?
Is this the portal thing?
Is this Baba Yaga's hut?
I think that means I'm flipping through my Badger to English guide, and I'm saying eyebrows plus tongue means yes, get inside. This is where my coconuts are.
I speak Banglish.
Oh, do you? Oh, good.
Yeah. I just open the hut and go in.
Yeah, I do. So the hut opens up, and there is a.
Do you remember how it works?
There is a. Oh no, it's absolutely not the same hut.
Oh, okay.
There's a hut. As you enter inside the hut, you see these like herbs on the like hanging from the ceiling. There's a big pot which is brewing away a nice little stew this time, and there is a very kind of I don't know, I suppose like cantankerous looking man who's seated at the on the rocking chair.
I very quickly run up to a shelf, grab 2 random objects, and I'm about to throw them into the stew.
Sure. He's like, what are you doing that for?
I say, this is how you teleport, right?
No? What? No, of course not, you idiot.
I look at Catherine and Daylon. Say, isn't this how you got here?
It was a while ago. I don't really remember.
Oh, you might have come in Baba Yaga's hat. Yes, my wife.
She was married?
Ex-wife, yes.
Oh, well, who are you?
Oh, my name is Baba. Baba Yaga.
Baba Yaga?
Or just call me Bob for short.
Hold on, wait, I'm typing in chat. So I say, really? Well, did you bring our badger to this weird place?
Oh, it's your badger, is it? Yes. Yes, I did. Boris is an old friend of mine.
Oh, you too? Well,
He's
any friend of...
some very lonely nights.
I clap him on the shoulder. I say, any friend of Boris is a friend of mine.
Good, good. Well, I suppose you'll be wanting to go back home then. Is that the case?
We kind of have an army outside. Don't worry about them. They won't bother. Yeah.
I'm gonna walk forward. Empress of the Realm. Nice to meet you.
Not for much longer. If you're going back.
Yeah. I mean, as long as my loves come with me. And I'll look at everybody in the room.
Jeeves is like, of course, my darling, of course. And he says,
well, I suppose I can send you back. My one's a bit wonky. You have to take 2 things out of it and eat them.
Out of the pot?
That's right, yeah. I've spiced it quite nicely with some tarragon and some chives.
Oh, actually, it doesn't smell bad.
Mostly it's old socks in there, but should find a few gems if you have a swirl around.
I say, so do we all have to eat it, or do we just collectively?
Well, between the group of you, you can each have a piece.
Oh, okay. Just to clarify.
Yeah.
Random eating things, random traveling, right?
Right, yeah, we'll take you back somewhere.
Yeah, okay. I turn to the group. I say, "Well, I could eat."
I don't really have a home at this point. Just kind of teleported. I don't know where I lived in the beginning. I lived in Sugar Village. I was in a monastery and then winter and villages and apes and I don't. I just started like pounding the stew.
But just the broth, like not anything else.
Oh man, and thank you to Tentacle Pentacles for following. Welcome to Avenge My Friend, you're a gentleman and a scholar. Alright, so you just start kind of downing this broth. What about Ren and Catherine? I mean...
I'll look at Catherine and I say, alright, so on 3 we reach in and we grab something?
Sure. Shouldn't we leave somebody in charge if I'm leaving?
Don't really care all that much.
I'm gonna look at the old man. Just be like, is there by chance, like, enough to bring the army with us?
No.
You
think I've got enough broth for that? Are you mad?
Okay. Just thought I'd ask.
I say...
There must be at least 6,000 people out there. You must be crazy now.
I kind of pat Catherine on the shoulder and say, I got this, 1 second. Is there a window in the hut?
Sure, yeah.
Alright, I'll go to the window, I'll open it, and I'll say, Apes McGee, you're in charge! And then I shut the window.
You hear a...
Oh my god.
Okay. So, you guys gonna reach in?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
On 3, and then we reach.
He's going too as well. He is going over you for certain.
Okay.
As well as Boris.
So we'll reach in and we'll grab 2 things out of the thing, and
All right.
I guess you could tell us what they are. Like
Sure.
what we're taking
So
a
you-
bite of.
So you go for a 3, 2, 1, and you put your hands in. First thing that Catherine pulls out is a rock. The second thing which Reddit pulls out is going to be, well, that is one, a voodoo doll made out of meat and herbs.
At least it's cooked, probably.
It's just a meatball in the shape of a person.
Yeah.
I kind of hold it in my hand and I say, huh, that's pretty good actually. And I just take a bite.
Yeah, we're gonna cut to like thousands of miles away on a different plane where a man looks down and his hand's just been eaten off of him. As it continues to be like devoured, he dies just an inexplicable death, incredibly painfully. Nice. And then he is just what kind of meat ritual? So and then Catherine, you've got a rock.
Am I supposed to share this with Renner and everybody else?
I mean, you got to share it with everyone else. Everyone has to take at least a bite. So Boris goes and like chews a bit off, as well as Jeeves does with his beak. He picks some rock off,
Okay.
leaving a mouth-sized portion.
And then Renner, I guess.
Yeah, Renner can eat a bit of rock as well.
I will put the rock on my tongue and like force it down, and then take a long swig of Jack Daniels to wash it down.
that really does the trick, actually. It definitely helps. So you you get it down, and then old Bubba is like, okay. And after he has that mini seizure, he starts to cast a spell, and he gets his staff, and he starts kind of like swirling some magic around, and you guys feel like the heart starts to kind of wobble and tumble, and it's incredibly kind of sickening feeling. It's like you're in an elevator which is like being shaken, and after like 5 or so minutes of this, it really is quite like stomach churning. The group of you kind of like holding hands like, Jeeves, Bubba just stops, the hut stops shaking, and he says, well, time for you to get out of here. You've eaten a lot of my broth. He just keeps drinking it.
I look at Dale. I'm just like, You know you could have stopped eating, right?
I just figured more the quicker that I get existence and feel good about life and not being here.
All right.
That's fucking depressing. Get out of my house. I've got to start a new batch.
By chance, do you know where your ex-wife is? We were supposed to try and find her.
Not a fucking clue.
If we do
Well,
happen to
thanks
find
anyways.
her, if we do, just bump into her. But is there anything you want us to tell her? Message? Anything like that?
Yes, you tell her that I am entitled to 50% of that hut. She'll know what I mean. Also,
I mean, we
I
know
want
what you
back my
mean.
Christmas jumper.
Right. Okay. Jumpsuit. Got
Just
it.
because she knitted it for me doesn't mean it's mine. It's not mine. So, tell her to hand it over. Also, there was probably some message about an important astral warning, some near-death explosion on some other plane.
Yeah.
Didn't really get-
No, but there's always one of those, really, right?
Yeah, probably be one next season.
All right.
looks the camera.
So jumper
As you-
and jumper and 50%. Got it. Good. Bubba, you have been fantastic. Your soup could use a little a little
rocked.
chili powder next time.
I'll take that on board.
Yeah.
Very well. It's been a pleasure meeting you all, and safe journeys.
Hasn't been one yet. And I confidently walk out of the house.
I'm just gonna follow behind Renner. Bye, thank you.
So, as a group of you, the three of you, as well as Jeeves and Boris the Badger, exit the hut, you find yourselves in radiant sunlight, and it's a hallelujah. The sunlight's kind of beaming down upon this town which you find yourselves in, and you smell this sweet scent of pastry coming through the air. And you look around you at these nice buildings where there are people kind of in the fields working, and you see like a little mining colony down towards the end of the town. There's a big courtyard where people are selling things and at a market, and you realize that you guys are in Saltvault. At least Rennet and Daylon do.
And Boris also.
And Boris, of course. Boris is back home.
I'm gonna turn to Daylon and I'm gonna be like, we died and went to hell, didn't we?
I'm just gonna look up and see everything. Like, we're back to it. And then I'm gonna start spewing stew because I ate way too much.
Terrible.
And as you're kind of walking along, you notice for the first time that never in Solvault were there guards before. There was just everyone's walking around. It was just like such a peaceful community. There are several guards walking around here, and a couple of them like turn towards you, and one of them says, "Hey up, are you newcomers to town?"
No.
No.
I say, what year is it?
117.
Right.
Which is like it's like about the time that you guys are meant to be in.
I'm gonna kind of reach out and I'm just gonna touch his face, just like poke him a little bit.
He's like, get your hands off me.
I say, are you a devil? Is this hell? Am I being tortured?
No.
I promise, if this was, I had nothing to do with skinning that cat. That was not me.
Wait, you mean that cat? And he points off into the town square, where in the center of the town there is a flayed cat, like on display for all to see.
I say, yes? Wait, is that him?
Why, that's Tybalt, the great Tybalt the bastard.
Kind of a dick.
Why? Everyone says he's a dick.
Right. Okay. Good to know. And how's the sugar situation?
Oh, we got rid of that a long time ago. Yeah, the lord of the town, he decided to, sell it off to places that we don't like, basically, to other towns. And thanks so much to Foxy for the host and for the raid. What's going on, guys? Hey, doing, Foxy? It's been a little while. I saw you over you're at TwitchCon, right? I've got to go next year so we can actually meet up with people, so I can meet my friends over in America. Good to see you guys. Well, we're currently playing D&D5E, and they've come back to a town which they have not been in for a very long time, since the first season of this show, and it's currently season 3 of this show. I've missed you too. How have you been? If you guys are new and joining in, welcome to Encounter Roleplay. We play Dungeons & Dragons and other tabletop role-playing games just like Foxy does. 5 days a week, 10 shows a week. If you're new, hit that follow button, join us. And we've got another 3.5 hours of shows tonight. In fact, in half an hour's time, we're doing a zombie apocalypse game. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So good to see you guys. Welcome. But yeah, the guard said, oh no, the Lord sold it off to other towns to make sure that they got fucked up and we got all the trade.
So Tybalt's alive?
No, he's dead. He's
flayed in the town square.
Skin that we, Attica said, that we helped carve off of him is right over there.
So
I'm just gonna lean and be like, can somebody explain to me where we are and what's going on?
And thank you to Lexi Bringer for following. Welcome to the event, my friend. You're a gentle lady and a scholar.
So what's going on? We're back in the town that we came from originally. I go over to her
Wait. You two. No. You look familiar. And that badger.
No.
You're the two in the statues, right?
No. I had a beard.
What did you say?
You're the two in the statues.
What statues?
That's I don't understand what you're saying.
You must be the famous oak brewer. And you must be the noble that everyone loves. All the ladies. You're the panty drop around here.
No, that's not him. That's me too.
Oh, that's you too.
Yeah.
Well, the statue's over here. I can't believe you haven't seen it. It leads you over to the town square, where on the other side of the town square there are these statues of you guys. So there is a statue of the cart, and on top of the cart is and Dale has a beer in one hand, and he is high-fiving a gigantic statue which is 5 times bigger of Douglas. And Douglas is there with his sword over his back, and he's just he's machoing up and high-fiving you, little buddy down there, whilst Rennett's on the other side, and Rennett is posed like this, like he's in a rap group or something. And behind them is, in front of them, they're looking at the cat, which is flayed out there, and all of you are looking really satisfied and happy with yourselves, we fucked up this cat right here. And there's little Boris down below as well, who is scurrying along, and that's the statues. So that is you. That looks dead like you.
Oh, they got your good sides.
I only have good sides. I say that is remarkable craftsmanship and such detail. And yes, we are as amazing and our deeds as legendary as these overly elaborate statues, which would lead you to believe. But if that's true, then that means, and I turn to Dale and I say, I think there's someone in this town we need to go see.
The tavern dude?
I say, well, I mean, he was pretty cool, and he gave us free beer.
Wasn't he friends with?
Yeah, but he didn't mind us killing him, I don't think.
I'm gonna clue in as to what they're talking about. Oh, you mean Douglas?
No. Douglas, and I say I'm assuming Douglas went home to his wife.
Douglas moved, I think.
I think Douglas became a gardener, and one of those guys that has the rake sand.
A Zen monk, yeah.
Yeah, I think
Found
that's
his
what
center.
he did.
Are you talking about Lord Douglas?
Yeah.
No, someone else. We're talking about someone who is completely incompetent and could never be Lord.
Tell us about this Lord Douglas.
Well, he's the most iron-fisted lord in the land. He makes sure that everyone's punished regularly, and he's made sure to get rid of all of the happiness from this land, and to make sure that it's miserable all the time. It's great. I mean, it's awful. That was me being happy. I'm sorry.
I say, can we secure an audience with this Douglas?
I bet you could. He sees everyone in his hall.
He sees everyone in his hole.
His hall.
Oh, because when I knew him, it was his hole that he saw everyone.
Well, that sounds like a different story entirely.
Well, lead on then, lowly guard.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for that. And he leads you to like the town hall, which previously you guys had slept together in. And you led up a flight of stairs. There's a rap on a door. The door swings open into what is basically a torture chamber. And then there are racks everywhere around here. There are all sorts of different like cat people who have like been flayed or are being flayed out here.
He didn't stop. He took his hatred global.
He took it to his next level, and Douglas looks up at you. Yeah, indeed. If you guys haven't seen the first seasons, it's probably worth watching them to get the biggest kick out of this. But Douglas has got shaved hair. He's a very short human. He's gone like completely kind of like skinhead on it, and he's very short, but he's very angry. He's angry because of his height. He's kind of got short person syndrome, and he's got like a lot of carving daggers in his hands at current, and there's like blood all over his hands. And he looks up and he looks very surprised to see you, and he's like, "What the fuck are you doing here?"
Did you get your soul back?
My soul? Absolutely. I mean, look at the work around here. Can't you tell? It's got passion in it.
Okay, well that's good. What happened?
You guys kind of ended up in a different place to me. So I found myself with a bunch of cat people. They wanted to kill me because most of them do want to kill humans. Because they're sick little bastards. And so I fought my way through them, and then I decided, I should really go back to my wife. So I dragged those bodies back with me so I could use them on display, which, as you can see around here, I have done. And I came back to her, and since then,
How is Cynthia doing?
Oh, she's good. She's at that point you hear a honey, and like a side door opens, and she's like, "Oh, you've made such a mess again." And he's like, I'm sorry, love. I'll be sure to clear it up soon. I promise. It'll be clean really, really soon. It's just you remember these guys, right? These are my old friends. And she's like, "Oh, Daylon," and she immediately goes to like hug Daylon. "Rennet, you old fox." And she said, "Catherine," and goes to hug you as well. "And your other friends," looking at the bird and Boris. And then Douglas is like, "Well, what's up, Douglas, you shite?" And then Douglas immediately like goes and like hugs the Badger Boris, and says, "So, what are you guys doing back here? I figured I figured I'd never see you again."
Long story, but there was this I got brought to this weird place, and they got brought to this weird place, and there were walrus people, and there were bird people, and there were ape people. Killed a lot of them.
Married a lot of them.
Yeah, lot of weddings.
I ended up
3
Empress
weddings and a funeral.
of the realm, but
4 weddings and I think a couple thousand funerals actually.
Right. Gotcha. Okay, so you're back here. I'm guessing. I mean, I don't know if you realize, Ceylon, but over the past few years, your beer business has just shot up the roof. I mean, no one knows who he is. You are, but I mean, I've been continuing the brand.
Oh, well, now you're saying hi to me. Busy with your work. I thought I was invisible over here. It's not like we weren't best friends or something. And
What is your problem, you little gobshite? And he comes over for like a big hug. He like lifts you up like a child, and he does like, you know, when you like jump babies up and down, like he kind of does that with you as well. And then puts you down and ruffles your hair.
I say, speaking of liquor business, we discovered this marvelous thing that you need to try.
Okay.
And I snap my fingers and I look at my shoulder, but Squishy's not there because he's for the pat, like he's been sitting on Catherine's shoulder, just slowly like stroking her with a tentacle, like on the cheek. just tentacle on the cheek, you know, because he's a romantic.
Yeah, of course.
But I say, no, Squishy, no. You can do that later. Right now, I need some. I need some of your stuff.
Hey, the Squishy gives you the stuff.
He like dispenses a bottle, like pulls it out from somewhere, and like I lift him up, and like a bottle like just materializes from below him, and I was like, this is truly the drink of the gods.
Okay, if you say so. And he kind of pops it and cooks it. Oh, feck. That ain't half bad. Have you considered selling this around any of the towns? I mean, the thing is, I've got them all under my lock and key. I mean, I've sent troops there and got them all nice and terrorized, so they need a drink.
I say, is there any way we can turn this product, this magical substance, into a way of controlling the population and making a lot of money?
I think we could. I mean, I make sure that there's absolutely no happiness around here whatsoever, so this could definitely help making people's lives even more miserable. It's pretty addictive stuff by the sound of it. So if we could mix it with the classic oak brewer beer and then put the DAC in, you know, give it the DAC, then absolutely we could become kings, my friends.
I kind of grasp his shoulder and I grasp Daylon's shoulder and I say, I think this is the destiny that we were all born for.
you want to put your D in my B, is what you're saying.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
I want to put at least 3 fingers.
What?
That's how you measure liquor, in fingers.
Like of whiskey.
Right. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. It's like a measurement of, it's a lot of deck to take in my brew. I'm just saying.
You can handle it. I know it. I know you can handle all that.
It's gonna take a time. I mean, we can work on it finger by finger if you like.
Yeah, I mean, I tasted at each stage. One finger in, see if it feels right. Swirl it around. Second in.
Okay, guys. I'm not entirely sure what you guys are talking about.
Hey,
but
It's beer business.
You wouldn't understand. It's guy stuff.
Alcohol.
I don't think I want to understand.
Jeeves is like, Catherine, my love, why don't we settle down here? We get a house and then start our empire again.
As much much as I love you, dear, and you, and you,
Yes.
and you, and you.
He can feel it. He can feel his tears like welling. Yes.
I do need to help my family still.
Well, I could accompany you.
I say, Catherine, where is your family?
I don't know.
Oh, well, I may or may not, in my time, have had a few dealings with some demons. So maybe I can, give them a call and see if any of them could, get in touch, see if we know where your family are, and then, move on from there.
Okay. Out of character. Wearing these underpants, am I still continually getting attracted to people?
I mean, it kind of happened once, so
Yes.
One time?
yeah.
Okay, good.
Third, yeah.
Okay, good. So I'll turn to Douglas and just be like, could you really?
We think so.
That would be...
I mean, we'd probably need to get the business up and going a bit first, but sure. Anything for an old friend.
I really appreciate it, thank you.
No worries. So I guess it's, onwards and upwards from here for us, right? So we start the business, global domination happens, maybe a few weeks after. Then we talk to the demon, get your family back. Then we just continue to rule over our empire, right?
Yeah, I feel that Catherine's destiny really is probably to be the queen of someone. I don't think she can not be that.
We'll marry her off as
Yeah.
soon as we can. Don't worry. Daylon, listen, me and Cynthia, we've been thinking. We've been ourselves. We can't have any kids currently due to the lack of happiness in our lives. So and mostly her contempt for everything I do. But also we're thinking, because we can't. We're hoping we might be able to adopt.
Okay.
So I racked my brains thinking who was kind of adoptable, the winning combo of, broken past, pretty vulnerable, emotionally unstable, all the things you look for in a child when you're looking to adopt. And I was thinking, you're just a wombo combo, my friend.
Well, I mean, my past wasn't very broken.
I mean, let's face it, you're a mess.
Yeah, but my parents are pretty enabling, and I wasn't left on the streets. I know who they are. I was
Right.
pretty standard living. I just wanted to get out, kind of like angsty. I'm also like a full adult.
Douglas, you do know he's just short. He's not actually a child.
And the emotional instability. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm gonna, as you said
hearing
that, I'm
that
just gonna
is
be like,
just-
what about your beard?
I am very emotionally strong and secure.
They take one of his hand and we just thought we could, provide a stable and safe home for you.
Please.
And they embrace you like a team hug.
30-year-old Daylon was adopted.
Oh, I love how you don't know he's just not a child. And Douglas's look is just like, right. all this time. So, perfect. So as the camera just kind of pans upwards from the spinning hug, and then it becomes a group hug with everyone from the team just getting in on one big team hug of adoption. The camera pans over Salt Vaults and then looks up into the sun as radiant rays of sunlight fall down upon Salt Vault, and then suddenly it starts raining. Because Salt Vault has no happiness in it for very long, and misery is a must. So as the rain begins to fall and the storm broodingly over Salt Thought, that is where we will end our story tonight. And I think probably our campaign of Outlanders as well, seeing as they seem to have gotten things to a nice closer. As the I feel like we got a lot done. We told a lot of good stories with characters, and they kind of came to some kind of conclusion, happy or sad, who knows. Hilarious and touching. Well, that's good. So what do you guys think of our episode today? What do you think of the season of Outlanders? Let us know in the chat. We'd very much appreciate some feedback from you guys. And don't go anywhere, of course, because in a few minutes' time, we've got another game starting. It's going to be a zombie apocalypse game. You guys in chat are going to be able to join in and play if you sign up each week. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So join us in a few moments for that. But I know, Ashkin, you were saying that you had an idea for a future campaign. This is a while back, about something that you wanted to run at some point or another. And we've got a free slot coming up. Do you want to let us know what that is? What might happen next? What might not happen next?
Oh, that's actually I wasn't actually expecting to.
It kind of closed a week early for me, but I was like, this is just a good time to end it, you know?
No, it's fun. I did have a campaign I've been working on doing some writing for. Before I do that, let me close this and play the theme music, because the campaign that I'm writing is way different. But it was I hadn't planned on it being like a pickup from this game. It was taking place in a setting that is really like a mashup of sci-fi and other like kind of traditional fantasy stuff. There's weird kind of campy sci-fi elements. There's crazy action in places. It was just it's a big thing, and it's called Iron Gods.
Interesting. Cool. That sounds cool.
Yeah.
Sounds good. We'll see what happens next week. I mean, I have no idea. We might just run a one shot or something. We might start a whole new campaign. We might start that campaign. We might continue on with the story of our characters. How do we feel about Daylon and Catherine and Douglas and Brenna? I feel like there've been 3 very different and very funny series of those characters, and they are kind of classics,
So
like the group is so bizarre, and the stories that they go through are so bizarre.
I had actually written because I had taken Reign of Winter from an adventure that I had read, and I had written the second part of that, like what was gonna pick up with the rest, with like freeing Irison and stuff, and like using Baba Yaga's hut and all that shit, but it just, oh my god, things just went in such a weird direction that it's like I couldn't bring, like, it would almost seem like downhill to pick up the same characters and go back and do that. Like, I love how ridiculous this campaign was. Like, it was one of those things where I think we all went into it not really knowing what to expect, and then it just sort of spiraled out of control at some point.
As soon as the walruses came in the picture, I was like...
It's the thing of these characters as well. Like, I don't like Tinker's Tale just went in a completely different direction than any of us thought it would go in. I think Raid of Winter went to a different place as well. And I think it's just these kind of characters tend to have an effect upon the game, which is just like shit happens and it's funny. So I definitely very much enjoyed doing it.
Also, I do have to point out that it was a lot of the games that we played, Tinker's Tale, Reign of Winter, and this one, hugely influenced by chat's involvement. Like, absolutely, yeah. They sort of enable us to take everything in such a weird, like, and funny place.
Absolutely, yeah. That's very true. Yeah, definitely. Well, we've only got a few minutes left here for the next show, so let's go around and let's get your feelings on the session, the campaign, and where we can find you guys on the internet. So let's start with Trainsy.
So I thought it was funny, like, there's murder hoboing, which is the thing that people go around and just kill pivotal people. Like, we never really just murder hoboed through anything, but like both the chat and the kind of the erratic nature of our characters, this being a chaotic campaign, it like plot hoboed. But like the plot would form around the cloud of whatever we here's a line, and then this is us, and it's this cloud that has to reach, and the plot has to form to like I'm gonna run this ramp down and kill all these birds, and the beard's gonna kill this bird thing over here, and then we're gonna marry this walrus over here, and we're gonna go into this village, and the person that's playing this soft music, I'm gonna attack them because soft music irks me right now. And then like all the little elements that would have came into like, oh, blah blah blah, here's XYZ campaign, this mysterious stranger. It's like, no, fuck you, mysterious stranger. And then like, it's just like, okay, well that plot dynamic's broken.
Yeah.
So it was like it was a plot hole and great time.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, it was outstanding, especially how much chat was able to lend to this in terms of, speak of the devil, Evil Lamia, with her continued support and
absolutely
the revival of Jenny multiple times. Oh my god! I think without Evil Lamia, this plot would have been far different. Probably for day one's better.
Possibly.
But yeah, I had a great time. I'm a full-time caster here on Twitch, Trainsy TV on my channel. I cast 6 days a week. I primarily play Mech Warrior, but we're gonna have a schedule change here pretty soon here, where I'm gonna diversify with Kerbal Space Program, 7 Days to Die, some Star Citizen, and some other games. But we also do Variety, Movie Monday, Follow Friday, Thankful Thursday, Scary Saturday, Song Quest Sunday, and Wild Wednesday, which is actually just the same as every
Whoa. It's crazy, but it's exactly the same as every other night. It's crazily exactly the same. Okay, cool, awesome. And you can check out Trainsy over on Trainsy TV on Encounter Roleplay on Twitch.tv. Not quite the same thing. Maybe one day, who knows? Kira, thoughts on the session, the campaign. I saw that cheeky wink, and the I want to say the pants, and then of course, so we can find you.
Pants. Catherine is a completely different woman. From the beginning of Reign of Winter, she was like reserved, to end of this where she's just like in love with everybody and she wants to marry everybody and probably have their kids, and she's not herself.
True. It's very true.
Crazy.
Nothing else to say.
I can just make a face. It sums it up.
And of course, where can we find you on the internet?
I do stream on Twitch, but I had a really personal emergency going on this past weekend, so I've been taking a bit of a hiatus. I'm planning to come back probably tomorrow and start streaming again. But I mostly do just painting, and then like sometimes I'll play a small variety of games. Yeah, D&D here.
Awesome. Absolutely. And Axgren, what's in a series, session, and of course where we can find you on the internet.
Yeah, I mean, I think Tracy said it really well, but we started in this place where we were all kind of dropped into a world, and I guess we got the sense right away that like it was designed to be a fantasy, like not a traditional fantasy setting, like a little bit weird and a little bit different, which I picked up on right away, especially when it's like, oh, Breathless King, you gotta unite tribes, you gotta, do heroic stuff, and then you gotta go fight this big boss, and then at some point, probably in the first session, that we things sort of got derailed, and we just kind of took things in a completely different direction where everything just got, everything just went pure comedy, which is fun. I love every second of it. It's such a massive change from all the other games I played. Ton of fun. And thank you everyone in chat and also these guys for making this like the highlight of my week. It's a great time. Look forward to what Will does with these characters whenever we come back to them next, or whoever is going to DM. My name is Askren. I'm a host and dungeon master over on Exploding Dice, where we stream D&D every week, every Sunday at 8 p.m. And also I have a talk show called Fuzzy Dice every Tuesday. We D&D guests, podcasters, Twitch streamers, all that good stuff. We talk D&D, we answer your questions live. And then I play D&D twice a week here on Encounter Roleplay. Once here on Thursdays and twice is on Wednesdays with the crew playing Storm King's Thunder. And that's pretty much it. You can hit me up on Twitter. It's just @Askren. Come say hi. That's it.
Sweet. Well, we're about to dive into the zombie apocalypse here on Encounter Roleplay, so don't go anywhere. The stream will go down for 2 seconds, and then we'll be right back up again, just like Will's Donger. So fear not, even if you do see us offline for a few seconds, we'll be right back on it with the zombie apocalypse. So thank you guys so much for supporting the show, supporting the series, and everybody who followed, donated throughout the entire course of Outlanders. You guys definitely made the show 10 times better than it ever would have been, with the journey donations, with the extra badges, and every single crazy thing which happened in this campaign. We can't wait to bring you more. I'll see you guys in a few seconds, and until next time, try not to roll too many nat ones, because I want to be here laughing when you do. Good night, guys.